Wow. Normally I would restart our video if I coughed like that. But no, I did not. It's not because we were partying too hard. I've actually heard other channels have lost a lot of viewership because they were using too many mods. So I decided to give it a shot and see what happens. I may bring back some mods as time goes on. But yeah, you like that? A-team style. I went with the bull barrel in order to make it look fuller. I didn't want to go with the pencil barrel. But yeah, wall's looking good. There's my Gerson. I went and made it fully blacked out. So now it's looking sexy, schmexy. There's the para, the operator. So, yo, 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 look at the top of my screen, bruh. You love the RXM. Seems like a solid gun, man. I'm not going to lie. I haven't spent a lot of time with it, but we'll see what happens, man. Scoot, what is up? The operator's fire. Go to Wind City Armory. You can buy the damn thing. Wouldn't you love to own a piece of the Jiminy Show's inventory? Also, SIG is sending me their new 1911X stainless, so that'll be cool. Chanson says, hi, Scoot. Scoot says, hi, Chanson. Chanson says, Dustin is thinking about ordering a PSA dagger frame. I say go for it. The PSA dagger is a fun little piece to add to your collection. Absolutely. Black is the new black. Hello, all. The polished aluminum or the bare aluminum was fine, but it wasn't really the look I was going for. I really wanted to go for the same look I have on the Influencer. Not even close, YouTube. But the Influencer has that flat with the polished, and I was able to get a flat polished look on that one. Also, I royally screwed up my trigger on it, but in the best possible way. Sonny, did I survive the surströmming? Yes, I did. I almost puked 3 times, though. I would, but I'm broke. I want a Jiminy Show special custom made and thrown, lol. I'll throw anything. You picked up your Maverick 88. I made the CHCH. I'm sipping on that electrolyte water. What's up? See, already we got more people in here that haven't been in here in a long time, so I think I'm actually being broadcast to more people now. We'll see what happens. Thank you for the reminder. Sipping on that Gatorade, bruh. So, yeah. Just wanted to test that out tonight. See what happens. Gunwell's looking pretty good, I think. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to work on my other office. So, the background may change again, but for the best possible way. So, first time in a long time, you actually got a notification. Yeah, Sonny. So, somebody mentioned that their channel, it was being nerfed because they had too many mods, so I eliminated all my mods. We'll see what happens. Pew Pew Wall looks amazing. Thank you. Thoughts on new Canic Prime? Trying to get one. RG, I'm interested in one of mine. Speak soon. RG, thank you for the huge donut. Holy crap, comes out of the door with one. Thank you, bro. How's business? Business is doing okay. You found a TSO orange here where I live, but they want 1800. That is about right for a TSO, Michael. If you get a blue tactical sport regular, they're way less money. Or if you get a 40 cal, they're way less money. But a standard one is usually about 1800 to 2K. That's why I'm pissed that I sold Stone mine for like $1,000. But anyways, the Canic Prime, Michael, thank you for asking that question. I am ordering one. As soon as a distributor gets one in stock, they're going to send it out. They're just behind on production right now. So as soon as production catches up, I'm going to get one. How's business? Business is okay. Getting more phone calls every day. People looking for stuff. People stopping in. So it's just slowly. I'm just going to keep on growing the business as people come in and do their stuff. So that's the goal, is to just keep growing the business. Keep growing the channel. Like I said, Sig Sauer reached back out to me. They're sending me their 1911X. Now they're saying it's a T&E gun, but I'll probably just wind up buying it from them after 3 months or so. So yeah. Also, I went on PSA and ordered for one of my customers wanted a rock, so I got one of those for one of my customers. So it's just crazy, man. Yeah, PSA is doing a crazy deal right now for their PSA rock again. So a buddy of mine really wanted one, so I found him one. So that's good. What kind of business? I own a gun store. Dustin. So I do firearms, firearm transfers, and sales. So on this wall, literally in my store, which is Wind City Armory, the only guns on that wall that aren't for sale is my AR, my Influencer X, my Match X, and my Para Ordnance. But even the Para Ordnance has a price. But you guys have to meet it. Don, what's up? You're feeling better or am I feeling better? Because I'm feeling a little bit better than I have been in a while. I want to wear the bulletproof face mask while you use a Glock. It would hide my face, so I'm down. Do I have a Prodigy? Not in stock, and I sold my last one to a buddy of mine who really wanted it. Hell yeah, I keep the beautiful guns. Hey, yeah, one step at a time. Before you know it, you'll be there. You're doing Joe. Keep going strong. Thank you, RG. I appreciate that, brother. And that's the main thing is I'm just every day I'm putting up Facebook posts. I'm adding new inventory to the internet. I just picked up I picked up an AR-15 and a Stevens 320 from a customer, so I'm going to put those on the internet. So as soon as I get everything up and loaded, then it'll start plugging along. Seems like the Prime is getting sold out everywhere I'm at anyways. Yeah, so I don't know, either Canik just didn't realize how popular the gun was going to be, or they didn't realize how good it was going to be, because I think they just underproduced. So we're waiting for production to catch back up. Is that an FPC on the wall? Which one are you referring to? Are you referring to the wood grain one, Ryan? How much are your PSA? No, you order PSA dagger stuff directly from PSA. You can ship them to my store, but I don't get any better discount as a dealer than you do as a consumer, especially when it comes to PSA stuff. Like I just ordered the PSA Rock 5.7 for a customer. Cost through the website was like $330. If I had ordered it as a dealer, it would have been $431. So, what's your website? WindCityArmory.com. What is the surstrumming of firearms? One that makes me want to puke and not touch it. Probably Chiappa stuff. What's up, Roy? Gun at the top of the rack. That is actually a Ruger 1022 in a Samson A-Team style side folder chassis. So it's actually a 1022. It just looks like a heavier caliber because I put the target receiver in the Samson chassis. Both of those are actually brand new. They're for sale in the store. The whole kit is like $600 or something. Got to get paid for a service. Yep, pretty much. Bolt says bet, no problem. Is that a 22 up? Yes. So like I said, it's the got to get paid. Hey Joe, what's up, Brady? How you doing? Brittany says, can you get it in a 22? That is a 22. Can I see one of your most biggest guns? Wyatt, you cannot touch guns on live streams. Sorry. One thing about your fish video, I realize you're actually a skinny dude, but the camera makes you not look so. So I am 235 pounds. I'm 6'4". I'm literally the same size, and I'm actually taller than Alan Richson. Alan Richson from Reacher is 6'2". The actor is 6'2". I'm 6'4". We're both about 235, 240 pounds. I think he's heavier now since he's been doing HRT or whatever he's doing, growth hormones. But he said he was like 240 the last time he was interviewed. I'm about 235, 240, but I'm all torso. And when I sit, I compress my stomach. So my stomach is relatively flat. I can look down and see my dick. But because of the way I sit, it actually gives me that bump there. And then this is all from when I was nearly 400 pounds. Would you sell it? Yeah, it is available for sale. You would have to contact me through my website, though. I do not discuss sales on YouTube live streams. It is against terms of service. You can email me at thejiminishow@gmail.com or windcityarmory@gmail.com. One thing I did it, but no, I didn't say I can touch. I said, would you put it on camera? In order to put it on camera, I would have to touch it. Sorry, Wyatt, can't do it. Jesus, biggest Korean I've ever met. Technically, have we met in real life, Sonny? Hey, hole, what's up? I don't remember the last time I was 240. I use a mirror, now I'm fat. What? Caden, cool guns, yep. Sure, Joe. We all say the same. I'm heavy boned. But yeah, a lot of this shit is just because I was nearly 400 pounds at one point. So somebody sent me a silicone torso. No, actually, y'all are fine because of the silicone torso. I love the fake boobies. It's the giant she-male sex doll that somebody sent me that throws me off. And no, I won't be showing that on Livestream ever. Do I sell Ric Flair guns? When you pull the trigger, it goes, woo! No. I don't sell flare guns right now. What'd you do to lose all the weight? I stopped eating, literally, Roy. So it was in my 20s. I still had a really solid metabolism. I have an okay metabolism now. I eat once a day, but I eat a lot. Yeah, I just didn't eat. I drank a lot of water and sodas. No, fine, biggest Korean I've ever seen. Thank you. So much guns. That's what I was referring to. Show it in the Discord. It is in the Discord. Go to the general and look up where you can just look up my chats, and I say, the fuck. I literally put it up there, Brittany. It's Wind City Armory. If you just look up a little bit where you see my name typing, I have the big yellow bar. That's me. That's the name of it. But you can't complete the purchase there. You got to send me an email at windcityarmory@gmail.com or thejiminyshow@gmail.com. Either one of those will come directly to me. I will answer those emails because you have to set up through a third-party online credit card processor, and I can only do it over the phone. Paco is crazy. Loco en la cabeza. Hey, bro, what's up? Max, what's going on? AG, good evening. How are you? I like this. So maybe it is working. We'll see what happens. If we get 1,000 people in here, I will give away nothing because fuck. But yeah, like I said, just yeah, I got to do a video with the Match X since I screwed up the trigger just to see how it runs because I screwed up the trigger. Why are you sad? Van Scoot, how are you? I'm good. How are you? That sex doll is wild. Yes, it is. What'd you do to get such a light trigger? So, I was being a dum-dum and placing the rear mainspring incorrectly on the sear. And I was getting frustrated, so I started kind of bending the rear mainspring. And I got it to an arch. So the trigger itself, the trigger has no real adjustability on a 1911. It's a bar with the shoe on it. And unless you have one to adjust over travel and stuff, you can't do anything with it. It's all in the rear mainspring and how it interacts with the rear mainspring housing and the sear disconnector combo. So I bent it, and out of frustration, I bent it in a way that was not natural. So now it will fire with less than 2 pounds of pressure. Literally, I can grab it on the side with the pad of my finger on the side of the trigger and just pull it lightly, and it will fire. So that is going to be a interesting gun to see how fast it'll run. Plus, I can almost air rack the son of a bitch. So all the mods have been removed for right now, RG, just because I'm trying to see. I've been getting such low numbers, unnatural low numbers, and then a friend of mine, Lady McIver, who does stuff out of Florida, she was in on the boob stream. She turned off her mods, and she has tripled the number of people that are watching, so I want to see if that happens. So, like I said, we'll see what happens as the live stream goes on. If I can do that and pull it back to where if mods don't affect it, then all the old mods will get their mod back. I just lost 100 grand. Didn't know they made them anymore. I just ate it pretty good. It's not a whatchamacallit, though. I had 100 grand not too long ago. Boom, 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 boom. Did they fix the 320 randomly going off in holsters? No, Alex, they did not. Well, technically they did, but we got to wait and see long-term test. Technically, the guns that were affected by that recall, Alex, were 2021 and older guns. It had to do with inertial dropping and the fact that the trigger moves enough when it drops that it allows the gun to go bang. So when you're holstering it, there is a chance that the trigger can move just slightly enough to start pushing up on the firing pin block, and then a sudden shock to the holster would make the gun go off. So I would say no, they haven't fixed it yet. Stopping in, love the new Ruger. Yep, you should grab it, man. Ship it to your place. It's an 18-inch barrel. You're good to go. Air racking is stupid. Putting people like Royal. So that's the thing. That thing's running a factory spring. I just have it so smooth that it is almost capable of air racking. It comes about halfway back when I do it, but I'm also not good at it. Hi, Cody. But yeah, air racking it's an interesting thing. A lot of people don't do that. Cody, what are you doing to me, bud? Is it on the website? No, I actually just assembled it today. Actually, technically last night. It will be going up on the website. I have all the pictures and stuff, but I'm off today and tomorrow, so I'm just, now that I'm not a mod, I can wave. But now I can ban you. I'll make you, when you come back afterwards, I'll make you a standard moderator. Standard moderators can do all the same shit. It's managing moderators that weren't able to message and leave things. But yeah, it is not on the website right now, Mountain Man, but I will do a shorts video with the walk around of it. It is the Target 1022 Talo edition. Comes with the original stock, the boxes, and everything. Hey, dude, I'm using an XDM Elite 5.259 millimeter. Is it a good gun to own? Good gun to own. Please give me advice. Yes, I've had the XDM Elite. I had the OSP, the optics cut one. I really enjoy that gun. It's a really good shooter, and the Elite is the way that I would go. I don't really care for the base models. I want top tier mod. Well, if I do that, then you are going to not be able to comment. Hey, DB, what's up? Like I said, I'm testing the idea that mods are affecting the view count. Rudolph says fake background. Yep, not me, but you don't leave me in behind. Your subscribers have got up and up. It's not your show, your mods. It's YouTube demonetizing many gun tubers. Yeah, well, give me an hour. Let me wait until 9 o'clock. Let me give it a little bit of a shot here, okay? The last few live streams, I've been getting no random people in here. And I don't know if it's because I'm not getting promoted for certain reasons. So I've been doing it for a while. I can recognize when YouTube is forking with me, but I've also seen it being forking other people. So I'm just testing something. That's all. It's just a test. I want to be able to time you out for when you get wild, lol. 600 mods to none. DB, shush. Like I said, at 9 o'clock, if people are still in here that were mods, I'll probably get a few mods back. Robbers are terrified. Of what? Is Glock 40 MOS 10mm a good gun to own? It's fine. It's a Glock. I don't actually like Glock, but it's fine. You prefer to be silent and deadly, or a pirate. YouTube is flaggy. YouTube overlords are gassing me. We'll see what happens. What's the Ruger 1022 chassis? That is the Samson B-TM. So instead of A-Team, which you would get if you had a Mini 14, that is the 1022 chassis variant. So I don't know if you can say this, but it's around the same price of a Ruger 1022 that comes with. So I don't know if you can say this, but is it around the same price of the Ruger 1022 that come with that stock? I wasn't aware one comes with that stock because that stock is made by Samson. But no, it's about $6 because you're buying a stock and a heavy barrel Target 1022, not a stock one. Deleted the OG mods, unacceptable. You know what? You're probably right. Give me a few minutes, but god damn it, you know what? Just give me a few minutes, god damn it. Have some fucking class. And now, because I know what he's gonna fucking do to me, has FN and fixed their inferior polymer? No, they have made no changes to their gun because in their opinion, their guns are not the problem. Actually, I like that you can't comment on my shit. So you know what? And it's really only affecting it a little bit. So you know what? Go for it, fucker. Now you're tortured by having to fucking stay around. Now, I got two of you. We'll see what happens. Why no RPG? I thought this was America, land of the free. Because they're expensive. Land of the free only applies to my rights, not to capitalism, bruh. No, Barrett. Eat me, DB. Eat me. Crypto. What's the deal with your mods? So I dumped 90% of them. I have 2 right now. Trying to see if YouTube is penalizing channels with too many mods. That's why America needs socialism. Everyone gets a free RPG. My seller or a collector? I am a collector. My collection is never shown. Not for $20, bro. Appreciate it, RG, though. Thank you. Can you actually own an RPG, and how would you even buy the ammo for it? Yes, with the right licenses, you can own an RPG, but they require destructive device licenses and all kinds of stuff. Why no Walters on the wall? Because I'm not a fan of the current lineup of PDPs. They look stupid, but they're fine. Do I have a Canic? Yes. Thank you so much for the donation, though, RG. You are a king, a scholar, and my future father-in-law. I don't even care if you have anybody. I'm just adopting you as my dad. Yes, you can own a tank. A-hole, I cannot show it on this live stream. If I pulled out a shemale sex doll, I would get kicked off of YouTube in a second. No, I don't want $200, Kimberly. Thank you, though. The Persian Gulf will always be the Persian Gulf. Tell that to Trump. Ha! That would be fun, Mamad. Don't you dare with the PDP. Best side serrations on the market. It's too top-heavy design-wise. I have a problem with cars when they're aesthetically wrong. I have a problem with guns when they're aesthetically wrong. I have a problem with myself because I'm aesthetically wrong. It just kind of is what it is, right? Hey, SFR. SFR, you'll be proud of me. I screwed up my trigger. Or the PDP has an amazing... Oh, it does, Mason. It's got an incredible trigger, but you have to have at least the 5-inch model for the top not to look too tall. It looks super top-heavy. It's worse than a P320. How much does the A-Team stock run? I believe if you're trying to buy them on the open market, they're like just under $3. How did you do that? I bent the shit out of the rear mainspring, and now it has a sub 2-pound trigger. No, so I fiddled with it and fiddled with it and fiddled with it until it got to where I was comfortable. And I was having trouble because I was laying it wrong. I was laying it to the side of the sear, not on it. So when I was putting the gun back together, it was hammer following. So when I finally figured out what the hell I did and I put it in the right spot when reassembling it, I had bent it perfectly. So now I can literally just drag the side of the trigger and it'll fire. I made a video of it. It's on the shorts. You can watch the shorts. It's actually super light now. Little bit scary. Yeah, thanks. So I'm going to take that spring out and I'm going to duplicate it in all my 1911s. They're all going to have 2-pound triggers. Now I got to get an adjustable trigger so I can eliminate the little bit of pre-travel it has. So then it's going to be like a freaking momentary switch. It's going to be bang. What you're doing is working. My wife is subscribed, and what you're doing, and she has never gotten your lives. Now she is. So yeah, we're doing okay. So I have 2 mods right now. I might only have 2 per live. I might change them every live. So we'll see what happens. Well, DB is stuck. DB's a bitch, so he's always going to be a mod. Why isn't Top Gear still on the air? Years ago was the best show on television because Clarkson got all of them basically fired from the BBC, and then they did the Grand Tour, and then the Top Gear that replaced it was a shit version. Is it true it's true you just popped up? Thank you, Cassandra. Are forced reset triggers legal again, Mr. Median? Yes, they are. They are legal again. 54 viewers is pretty good for this far into the stream. It's about right for where we were the last few times. What license do you have to own so many firearms? If you saw my actual firearms collection, these are just guns that are for sale through my store. I own a gun store. My personal collection is much bigger than that. You can have FRT. Yep. Was I in the military? No, Darius, I was not able to serve. Too many physical disabilities. And a producer got decked. Yep. He decked his own producer and then turned himself in. At least he nutted up and did that. I had a film teacher who would put Top Gear on Fridays. Dude did not want to teach. I had a history teacher that used to do that. Everything was about the Holocaust, and he was Jewish and gay, so it was pretty interesting. FRT legals are FRT legal in Virginia? Yes, we do not have specific firearms that are banned in the state of Virginia, so triggers are not banned in the state of Virginia. A trigger is not a firearm. It is a part. There are some states that try to restrict it. We are not one of them. Deck Dude, what's up? Is that a Mini 14? No, it's actually a 1022 in the Samson chassis. I knew that would get people's attention. That's why I built it for the store. And I also put in a extended magazine because it looks good. You're out. Oh, I read Diamondback is out of business. I'd be surprised if they really are. That's incredible. Thank you, Mr. Jiminy. Now I can build my AR. All right, Mr. Median. Do your fingers still smell like prom night? No, thankfully it went away. Give my wrench to SFR. He's much better and warrants more to have Joe. SFR, are you still even in here, SFR? Hey, Lady MacGyver, what is up? Oh, no, thank you for coming in and subbing. So I think your theory was true, Lady MacGyver. I'm running 2 mods right now. RG says he wants you to be mod SFR, so we're going to do that. I'm only going to run 2 for right now. But if other people decide to change, then we will do that. The thicker barrel is what throws it off. Yes, so I did that on purpose. I didn't want the pencil barrel because with that chassis, if you want it to look like the ATM rifle, you need a thicker barrel. So I bought the Target 1022 Talo edition, so it actually has a really nice stock that goes with it. You had a meeting with your mods? Gotcha. But yeah, that one comes with a really nice stock that's going with the gun. What's a pistol you would recommend to EDC? Smith & Wesson M&P, Glock 19, 17, 47, 49, any Glock. They're all the goddamn same. Canucks. Those 3 brands are my top 3 brands. Eating tuna from the can without a fork again? No, I opened the can of Surströmmen on Monday. Currently replacing lights that exploded when the house got hit with lightning on Monday. Jesus, man. Whatever happened to Chris and McManus? McManus is on vacation or working hard. I talk to him on the phone every now and then. A-hole, he finally opened the can. Yep. Do you have a gun lubricant you prefer above others? Yes. I personally prefer Wilson Combat Extreme Lubes, and then my backup is usually like Slip 2000. Yeah, mods, meat. Dude, you can't say nothing, DB. You tried to trade your girl for a gun. You know, the 2 in the pink, 1 in the pink. Looking for an AR-15 Stag Arms, or should I bite the bullet and get a Daniel Defense? Stag Arms is good stuff to work with, man. You can easily upgrade Stag Arms and get a pretty solid gun. Smith & Wesson is becoming a really good alternative with the negative things coming out regarding SIG. Yeah, SIG is kind of, unfortunately, standing their ground with their statement on the 320s, and that's a big problem. Stances are going to affect what happens in terms of your public face, and somebody decided to go the it's not our fault, it's all of your fault, and that was the wrong thing to do. Lucas is really good. What do I think about the P320, the M18? I'm not a fan, Leo. I don't like the standard curve trigger. The standard curve trigger is actually the one that goes pop-pop. Nice blickies, thank you, half. Mobile One Synthetic, got a quart, lasts forever. You know, you can use that in a pinch. Are they real T-shirts or are they airsoft? What? What about suppressor cleaners? I usually just use my gun scrubber and then I clean it out and then I actually oil it. Plus, it makes a lot of smoke the first time you fire it again. Looking for a 2011. 2011. Do I have recommendations? Prodigy, Gerson, like mine up there. Kimber, if you want to step up a bit. I'm getting the new Night Stalker Gen 2, so DB, fuck you. I'm getting the new Gen 2 Night Stalker sent to me, and I'm also picking up the Mac DS comp from TSOS to see if it all is better. So I also have a little bit of information I was given at NRA show regarding the first generation Night Stalker, and my serial number falls into the category. I was halfway right, SFR, about my claims about their gun, because their first 1,000 guns were not forged; they were cut from billet. I don't cut my own grass. Stag arms and arrows, same, plus Stag has left-handed parts. There you go. My older bro is a 1911 nut. I bought him a Kimber for his birthday. I've been told it was a mistake by others. The current market of Kimber is way better than it was, and their prices are way better. Kimber, Pewview, if you watch Pewview, go watch Pewview. He'll tell you the same thing. Kimber uses very good parts. They just don't finish the guns all the way. Do I like Mac 11s? Never messed with one. Can't go wrong with Kimber. Kimber good. If you can clean them and tune them and modify them a little bit, yes, they are good. But anyways, so that's why my Night Stalker had those flaws in it. They were cut out of billet. They were actually CNC'd out of billet. And that's why my gun was off. The 1854 Stealth Hunter, I held one at a gun show in Pennsylvania. Felt really good, and I want to get one, but I don't have the money right now. If somebody buys that 1022, I might have the money for it. I just deleted about 65 mods. This should go well. You had 65 mods. I only had a total of 14, 7 managing and 7 regular. It's just they were the only ones that were coming into the live streams. And we're at 80 right now. This is literally the most I've had in 2 weeks. So I think, like, Lady MacGyver, thank you so much. You're absolutely right. I just deleted about 65 mod. I'm one of the 5.7 weirdos. A low recoil, high mag capacity makes them good for EDC in my book. Just be making sure you know what you're shooting at is the big thing with the 5.7, because there is a chance if you hit a soft target, like soft area on the body, the over penetration chance is much higher with 5.7 than it is with 9. So just make sure you watch your target. My dumb rule back when was if anybody had a content channel, I made them a mod. That was no longer a thing. Yeah, no, I stopped doing that a long time ago as well. Why would you say is the easiest gun to build? It's not a Glock. 1911s, I can build those with my eyes closed. Saying, bro, I just got the Benelli Nova 3 and saw the Stealth Hunter, and now I want it. Ha! You're right. After a while, that's all that shows up. Do I like the Springfield Prodigy? I'm fine with it. The last one I had, I wound up selling to a buddy of mine because I traded my SIG fuse for a Prodigy. I got a good deal, and then I sold the Prodigy. Drop 'em, what's up? How do you control the trolls with no mods? I can handle it for the most part. And DB is here. DB will dip out later. And then it'll just be me. And I'm fine with it. Seen some hollow point 5.7s go through the target and furthermore. Yes. Even though they're hollow point or soft point, if you're shooting too close to a target, it doesn't go fast enough to expand. Hollow points require the correct speed to expand. They're designed to expand at a certain pressure when it hits something. So if it goes through going too slow, it's not going to expand. It'll kind of... Where do you buy 1911 parts for a build? Alex, that's a great question. You can buy from like companies Brownell or Wilson Combat or EGW. You can buy all the internal parts from any of those companies. If you want slides and frames, Cossaint Arms or Caspian, they both make frames and slides that you can build out. Thoughts on the 365 AXG Legion as an EDC? I'm all for it. The AXG Legion is actually a really solid gun. The aluminum frame is really nice, and it helps mitigate some of the recoil. Glock Gen 3 clones are easy to work on, yes. Storm says, I'm debating range day or Disneyland first when I'm done with this semester. Help me out here. If you can go to Disneyland for the price of a range day, you're either spending too much on the range day or Disneyland's giving you a deal. But I would go to range day personally. What do you think about the SIG Spear? Haven't shot one. It's interesting. I've held one, but I've never shot it. Critical Defense goes great in subcompacts. Critical Duty on a 4.5. Yes, I carry Critical Duty actually in my 5-inch 1911, and I normally carry it in my 9mm as well. And we're going to go check out the new sub 2010 mil. Yeah, Don't know. It's basically just a sub 2K, right? Yeah. So any hollow point, if it doesn't expand, acts the exact same way as a round nose. So if you fire that too close to a target, it's going to hit the target and it's going to tumble through without expanding because it doesn't get enough speed to. Slides from Nighthawk are nice, built too with them. I wouldn't mind adding a Nighthawk slide to one of my guns. I'm trying to get a Para Ordnance LDA from a friender of mine. A friend of mine. Would you carry RIP rounds? No, I would not carry radically invasive projectile rounds just because there's too much of a stigmata about people carrying them that it makes prosecutors try to prosecute you more heavily. Tactical lever actions. I approve. They're cool. Tickets I got to Disneyland were free because my family won them, so I didn't have to pay jack shite. Oh, but the problem is, Storm, when you get to Disneyland, you're going to pay for every goddamn thing. So your food, your entertainment, your things like that. So be careful. But yeah, Disneyland, if you got free tickets, I go. You miss your 226 Equinox. Sold it last week for a radar setup. A Raider. Oh, sorry to see it go. I have the 9 and the 40, so I'm thinking, F it, they all run great for me. I agree, Paul. F it. Pay for parking, drinks, food, walking around, if you want fast pass, all that stuff. I spend a whopping $13 wherever I go shooting. How are you spending anywhere near Disneyland prices? Ammo cost doesn't count. Ammo cost does count 100% in my opinion. Are most 2011 slides interchangeable? No, not really. So even though 1911s follow a general pattern, the slides, the rails, and the internal cuts on the slides themselves are not always set the same. So when you're looking at them, they may not interchange because that is one area where it doesn't always swap over. I've run into that problem trying that. Although I can tell you brand to brand, so like Gerson, I can take the 2011 slide on my Match X and put it onto my Influencer X, and it works 100% because that's one brand. I do not shoot competitions. I'd like to. I have not shot the Orthos Raider. I'm not a real long gun guy. I'm trying to get into that this year. And since I will be doing more range videos, you're not getting one this Friday. You're going to get a regular video this Friday. But I am intending on going to the range next week. I had to do some stuff this week. I couldn't go. What business does a grown man have at Disneyland besides being dragged there by their wife or kids? My parents go every year, man. They enjoy the shit out of it. I've never been. Seen PewView and Fat Electrician review the new boombox chamber, the new 8.6 Blackout. Your thoughts on the new caliber? Interesting. I did see that video. The fact that it was going through everything was impressive as hell. It's very expensive to shoot, and I don't really care for it, but it's cool. You like Federal Black Box HST. That is one of my backups. SFR, kidney and left nut for middle area of parking. Lol. I'm handicapped. I park at the front, bitch. That's why I keep my loaded with the Federal HST. Nice. Yes, HSTs are very nice. They have enough curve to the end of it, even though they're very hollow in the middle, that they feed well into most guns. Your bolt carrier group broke. I was running a super safety. I wonder if the gun was too hot and that made it break. If your bolt carrier group broke because it was hot, that is a really shit bolt carrier group. Wait, you make videos? From time to time. I see it as just inventory costs, not necessary shooting costs as I reload with defensive bullets. Yeah, but you're still spending money. So I understand where you're coming from, dropping, but you're still spending money. Even as a YouTube guy, a content creator, I still count the 200 rounds because I'm spending money on those rounds. Picked up a Prodigy and was looking to send it out to get ports or see if I can just pick up something aftermarket. No, I would not try to get something aftermarket for that gun because I don't know of any of the other guns that will interchange with the Springfield because the Springfield also has different mags. And I'm not sure if that affects any of the other geometry of the slide to frame fit. What's the barrel cover for the AR? The barrel cover is actually a custom build. It is called, it's from a company called Unique AR. It's a very thick billet. I actually have two different ones. That one says freedom and has an eagle up at the front. I also have one that says we the people. The entire upper is from Unique ARs. Everything except for the Butler bolt carrier group in there, and the radiant charging handle. Those are mine from another build, but the rest of it is all unique uppers, unique ARs uppers. They're out of Idaho. That upper, including the muzzle brake, was like $1,800. They sent it to me for free to do some videos. Look up Seismic Ammo. They have a short case 187 grain hollow point that actually runs good. I will look that up at some point. What do you think about the Night Stalker DS? Michael, I had problems with mine. I learned that the reason I had problems with mine was because of the way it was built. However, I went to the NRA show in Atlanta and I spoke with Jared, their public relations guy, and he told me their side of it. I told him my side of it. And just like with Rock Island, we came to an understanding. They are sending me their Gen 2 Night Stalker, and I'm adding a DS comp to it. I'm going to test their guns. I'm going to take the finish off their guns. I'm going to examine their guns, and I'm going to give you my opinion based on what I get. You can measure the rails and call Caspian. It's a good bit of info. I sent it back to get it fixed. What's a good BCG I should invest in? Butler, they're about $200. You can get it an adjustable one, especially if you're going to shoot suppressed. You can get a lot of different companies. Just get something that's got a good coating on it. And if it has a Clark or Nolan ramp. Yep. What do you think is good muzzle brake? Listen to SFR. SFR knows his stuff. I don't do rifles. What? 16 and broke. Sorry, bro. I just saw your new 1022 short. The stainless steel looks really good with that chassis. I knew it would. I could have gotten the black side folder, but I wanted the stainless side folder. And because I went with the stainless side folder, I had to go with the stainless barrel. And I wanted a thicker barrel, so I went with the Target 1022. Also, it has no sights on it, so it needs to run an optic. Sosa, what are your thoughts on 50 GI? Thank you for the $2 donation. I've not shot the 50 GI, the Guncrafter International round. I want to. It seems like a fun round. It sounds like they are cherry picking a gun to send you. We'll see. I'll check the serial number range. They rate them as plus M, and I've never heard of that. Me neither, dude. Are you going to throw them on the ground at the range like usual? Only range I'm allowed to do that at is the one in West Virginia. The range master and the owner of the store that I'm currently using the range for, that they agreed to. I have an agreement that I'm going to be more civil with their shiz. The A-team doesn't need no stinking sights. Yeah, accuracy by volume. That's why it's got the extendo. Although I had to throw a PMAG in there because I went over to my local store. All they had were the double BX25s, and I wasn't going to pay $60. So I just spent $20 through one ProMag extendo in there. I'm ordering BX25s, which also aren't super reliable, but they're better than what's on there. Thanks. I was looking at some ideas to do with the Prodigy. I like what you did with the Gerson. Thank you. Also, propane and propane accessories. Yeah, let me give you guys a close-up of the guns on the wall now that there's a little bit of a group in here, and then you can tell me what you guys think. Glockenspiel! Also, if I stand up, my pants will fall down because I'm a dumbass. All right, so we'll go over what's on the wall tonight. So, starting over here, my SIG 320 X5 Legion. Someone please take that so I can get a 226 Classic. RXM from Ruger. Very nice gun. The 1022 is sexy, not going to lie. Yep, so we'll give you a close-up of that. So it's the side folder. Samson stock. I went with a Target 1022 receiver in stainless, and I went with the bull barrel, so it looks more like an actual Mini 14. I think that came out well. Next to that is the Taurus PT92 Compact D Cocker model. My buddy bought that from me and then traded it towards one of my CZs. That is my AR-15. The bolt is back. You can see it's clear. I got my cantilever mount so that I could throw my Scopy on it. Mi Scopy El Copo. But that's the Burris full field that's on there. I got to take that to the range. And as you can see, freedom! Freedom! Also, that brake is really nice. I like that brake. But you can see how thick the aluminum is. Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. Sarschmalz K12 Sport, which is a Tanfolio Stock 2 clone, single action only. Tanfolio Witness, 9mm double action, single action. My Springfield Echelon with the Sharps Bros lower and a Mechanic optic, big window optic, very nice. SIG 229 double action Kellerman. Springfield operator, 1911. Para Ordnance 1345 blued with the officer comp, so it actually gives it a longer look. My Gerson Influencer X with the custom bluing. It's dirty, I need to clean it. And then the Match X that I blacked out the frame today. So the frame is black. It's not a great coating on there, but it'll work for now. And the Combat Master style grip. So tree bark. My buddy Greg did that for me. He does good work. I like him. And I'm running the Burris Fast Fire C on that one, and the Siley Red Dot Cat Zero on the Influencer. Also, that's my store. You should probably Google that. You got a night day vision scope on my AR-15 and a thermal scope on my DB-10. Nice. Budget handguns is a best upgrade. The ferrule is in the springs. Gotcha. Looks so much better with the bowl barrel. Yes, they do. The folio is looking good. Yep. You like the Sharps on the Springfield? Yep, it's very nice. And so, like I've said, these are all literally my guns. They're my personal guns that I'm willing to sell to get my store going. And that's why they're the ones that I keep on the wall. So I'd like to put up ones that are basically for sale. Like I said, the only ones that are not for sale on this wall are the AR-15, because that's not going nowhere. That's got a it's got a binary in it, and my unique upper's upper. My two Gersons and that para. Everything else will be for sale, and I have a whole box of other guns. So Legion looks sexy. Well, then you should. I have a Beretta 92 FS, and I hate how far I have to pull the trigger to fire that sucker. Switching and trigger difficult. No, it's not bad. Look at Langdon Tactical server. That T29 in the Taurus. Yep. Legion looks sexy as AF. Yep. A whole box of onions. Well, there's 3 Glocks, a Beretta, Canic, my HK VP9, and a bunch of other guns in the box. I move my guns every day. Watch the Jesus spring. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. I have a really soft safety on the Match X right now because when I took the safety off to reassemble it, the spring for the safety and the slide lock slider release went flying out with so much force I never even saw it land, and I can't find it. So I took one out of an old GI 1911 I had laying around. So now it has a super soft safety. And Toyota needs to work on their Android Apple tech. Yeah, they definitely do. Hi from Russia. How are you, man? I'm good. How are you today, Vladidol? How many tacos for the 229? If I had to say a number, it would be something like about 700 tacos. Mystery box of guns, just reach in and take your pick. It's the guns that don't fit on the wall, but I'm correcting that issue. I have 2 giant pieces of pegboard and a completely empty room. What's the handguard on the AR with the wolf's head? It's not a wolf, it's an eagle. Unique AR's freedom upper. Policy inside of the trigger transfer bar where it rides on the frame, server. Fix the grep on the Echelon. You had mentioned one side had a crack. Nope, it's still cracked, unfortunately. You can order just the panels from Sharps Brothers, but it's not their fault it cracked. It's my fault because what I did was I took those panels out and I put Talon tape on them and then screwed them down, and I over-tightened the one trying to get it to fit. It's not made to have the room around it to have the Talon tape on there, and I just made it go. Do they make the 229 in 10 mil? No, the 226 was available in 10 mil. I love your 1022. Thank you. Hey, what's up? How about Tree Fitty? You give me Tree Fitty twice, and I'll give you a deal. Air Max, what is up, son? Come on in, guys. Let's have some fun. How many of you have hit the like button since you got here? I need the interaction. I need the likes. I need Google to stop being a Google. So the more you guys help me out, the more I can chat and talk with you guys. Also, I'm down to 2 mods now, and it seems to be helping. I'm probably going to, like I said, depending on days, I might add Stonehaven back in and see what happens. But he's at his thing on Wednesdays, so always double tap. Yep, triple tap. Mozambique, baby. Just Gatorade, no red drinks. Not tonight. I haven't been feeling that great, and I've been throwing up a bit, so I need the electrolytes. I love 2 people can make the 1022 so completely different than the others. It's so cool. Yeah, drop them. It's cool. The different chassis, the different setups available. Absolutely. Why is finding a holster for a 10mm T-Sauce Night Stalker such a pain? The rail, I would assume. What's the tiny pistol on the wall? Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 in 380. It's like everybody's saying it's the best new small carry. I bought it for the store. It's a brand new gun, and we'll see what happens. Oh, are you the one that sent the first one, a-hole? Might transfer mine later, as I need to mod another channel after a bit. After about 45 minutes. Just let me know when you're going to dip out, and I'll just swap it over. I'm an unofficial mod, so everybody watch yourself. Yep. Victor's got to custom it. Yep. Did it. What's up, Jimmy Ho? Frick you, dude. Yeah, I did more playing with the Gerson. It's going to be a fun gun to shoot, dude. It's got a better trigger than the Fusion one that I put in the Night Stalker. Got a custom leather holster from Mexico. There you go. The 1022 is Legos for adults. Yep, 1022 if you want a 22, AR-15 if you want a 5.56, Remington 700 or that style receiver if you want to do rifles. Vetter pocket holster is a nice setup for deep conceal. There you go. Can't wait to buy it. Ha! It's not for sale, son. Also, I didn't sub to your channel. Aw, sorry, Dragon. You'll be all right. You know what the best part about not caring? I don't know. I don't care. Thanks, guys. I'm very new to pew-pews. No problem, Victor. Just ask questions. That's always the best thing. I'm not going to kick somebody for saying they didn't sub. That can be some of the problems. When you kick people just because they don't sub to your channel, that's bullcrap. You know, he's just being a kid. Stone is just trying to buy everything of yours, Joe. Yes, but I am getting a free El Lago Alien, so I'm not complaining. How much for the play button? Since it's a real play button, 50 grand. Why did I delete you guys? Because the algorithm and everything, and it's proving out by the number of people that are in here right now, the algorithm is hating on channels with too many mods. So I'm testing it, and I'll start bringing back mods slowly. Cost of the 1022 build. Because I used a Target Talo Edition 1022 plus the Samson, I'd have to sell it for about 600. Have to polish a receiver. There you go. Or you just buy a stainless one, bro. Have I shot the alien yet? I have shot an alien. They shoot amazing. Yeah, totally free. I mean, I'm going to let you borrow it back for a while. Can you buy a gun without doing paperwork? Technically, Ravi, if you live in a state that allows private party sales, then yes, but not from a store. Meatball sub. Shit. Put some Canadian maple on there and I'm in. A mechanic fanboy. I'm saving up for the Rival S Dark Side. Have you shot one? Have you tried the new Canic Prime? I'm ordering a new Canic Prime. I have not shot it yet. The Rival S, I've held it. It's a really cool gun. It's just a little expensive. Down for whatever helps channel. I appreciate it, MC. And then, like I said, depending on how things go, I'm going to bring back mods slowly, and we'll see what happens. I put something extra in the box. You're going to like it. Oh, god damn. I was about to go to my email. Walther steel frame is god tier. It's also godly expensive, but a lot of steel frame guns are. So, like, to match the price of this, to duplicate the Springfield Echelon, so you're spending $600 for the gun, $400 for the frame, $225 for the optics. So yeah, you're gonna spend like $1,200–$1,300 to duplicate my Echelon. Your local store had 3 primes left. You just picked one up. Nice. Is there a gun that you'd never shoot? Like in my personal guns? No, I shoot everything in my collection. The only one that I can't shoot because my mommy won't let me is the Centennial 3030 that my grandfather left us. Have I ever heard of the Combat Master? Yes, Combat Master is a sub-model for Combat from TTI. There's many different guns under the TTI brand that are called Combat Master. Glock, Canic, 1911. So I can't get used to the DASA trigger in my CZ. Swap it out for a single action. You can do that. I wonder if it's the number of mods generally or the percentage of chat by mods. I think it's more the percentage of chat by mods. What was happening was I think the algorithm was seeing that no new interactions were coming. So all of a sudden I wasn't being suggested on the live streams. So can't wait for him to see it. If there's another female sex doll in that box, I swear to God, I'm going to make them dock. How long does it take you to clean one handgun? Not long, honestly. 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe. But if somebody brings one in for like a detail strip, I'm going to pull all the springs out of it. So that takes me an hour or so. Where would you even find 30-30 ammo? Dude, I sell it in my store. I have tons of it. I also personally have about 500 rounds. Cleaning handguns. Who clean handguns? That's a Glock owner. Am I on the Discord? Oh, Nero's on the Discord. Yeah. On the Gerson, I saw you went with the tree bar grip. Have you ever used those aluminum grips like from Vulcan Works? I have not, Sam. They're very expensive. I would consider one if I got one for a review. What's up? How is you in the shop doing? Good Wednesday so far. We're doing okay. I've been talking with a lot of folks trying to improve my view game on YouTube as well as grow the store. I'm getting a lot more like random calls. I'm having guns shipped in, and my local ATF guy and a few of his buddies only want to do transfers through me. They don't like the store that's just down the road from me. I'm guessing the algo doesn't recommend you because of guns. No, that's not true, man. There's a lot of gun channels that get a lot more views, but they have a lot fewer mods, man. I use Chile grips. Nice. What's so bad about the Chiappa? Chiappa is a company kind of like Freedom Group was, where they buy other companies and then they don't give any one company the money it needs to improve their products. They just bank on making as much money as they can before the company fails. Chiappa is not a good company and they ruin all their guns. Combat Master? No. That's an early... What? It's overpriced for the product. That breaks too easy. That is true. You tell them about the conversation with SIG. I did mention that SIG is sending me the new gun, one of their new guns. They're sending me the 1911 X model. Grips are $800 by the time you're done. Yeah, so my buddy gives me a discount because we're friends, and I paid him to do the stipple on the Gerson. If you wanted that same tree bark done, it would probably be about $300-ish for him to stipple it. Which is actually still not bad for a stipple job. Plus, he turns them around in a week. But I can do that. People can send me shit, and then I'll send it on. Looking for a 1006 in 10 mil. Good luck, bro. I haven't seen one of those in a store in a long time. It's hard to find. That's good. That's good. Great. You're getting the Wind City name out. Great stuff. Thank you. Stipple my nipple. Dude, hold still. For those of you that don't know, I'm announcing it again. DB tried offering to trade me his girl for a gun. If I had the gun, I'd have done it. 3 days is an amazing day. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a good deal. And he thinks he's charging too much, and he's not. Which gun? The Pit Viper. Sand Viper. One of the Vipers. No, the Nighthawk Sand Viper. Is it the Sand Viper? Nighthawk something or other. Nighthawk Sand something. It's on my phone. The Sandhawk. There it is. The Nighthawk Sandhawk. He said he'd trade me his girl for one. And I said, I'm going to tell his girl that he offered that to me, and then I'm going to steal his girl and keep the gun. Big brain. Big brain. Oh. My hair's starting to grow back, so I got a ingrown hair on the side of my freaking head. Also, I need to order new hats. I crushed this one, so now it's got this. You just said trade. Nope. I'm Mr. Steal Your Girl. I want the double agent. I want the double agent. That thing looks amazing. Have you guys seen the double agent? Glock 19 is good as soup. I mean, if you boil it down, I guess so. What's your opinion on using a Cabot, say Cabot Insurrection, as a daily carry? The problem I have with Cabot and Alchemy, which are both under the same ownership, is that their guns are not actually custom. They're kind of like a SIG custom shop, or a so they look interesting, they look cool, but they're not full hand assembled. Yet they still bring the same price as a Nighthawk. Just get a Nighthawk if you're going to spend that kind of money. Would I take the double agent over the platypus? Absolutely. Because the double agent is like 4 times the money. PO7s for an optic ready VP9, a decent trade. You traded a PO7 for the VP9? Yeah, you got a decent trade if it was optics ready. Would you ever own the Double? I do want a new version of the 9211. You talking about the Beretta? Whew. We're doing a lot better tonight. I'm glad. Would I ever own the Italian double barrel 1911? I would love to own one, but they're like 7-8 grand. And I'm not paying that kind of money for what is essentially a double 1911. 5K is too much. I'd go Nighthawk or Wilson Combat. There you go. Wilson Combat if you're just going to throw shit around. Nighthawk if you want the class. What's your favorite sidearm? 1911s. Always a 1911s. I'd like a Kunan. Yeah, I would love to get my hands on one. In 2019, when we started Liberty Arms, Kunan was still in business, and they said that if we sold 10 of their guns, we would get a free gun, the salesperson would, and then we went to sign up with them, and they went bankrupt. Average American household. Bro, if you saw the real average American household, you'd be all like, what? And then you'd be like, I just said something stupid. What do you think of the Wilson Combat Berettas? Are they worth the money over regular Berettas? I would go with the Langdon Tactical over the Wilson Combat. Wilson Combat just does like their accurizing or their refinishing. I think Langdon Tacticals are better. They have better triggers. 3,500, 3 grand, 2 grand, 2,100 is not bad for the standard Kunan. Doesn't have any forward slide serrations or anything. That's why it's the cheaper version, but 2 grand is not hateful for a custom basic 1911. I'd almost get rid of like 2 of my guns for 1. Sup, Fricker? Still standing tall before breakfast? Bro, I have that Bemho every day. Have I tried the new CZ carry? No, and I have no desire to. I understand why CZ put a drop safety in the Shadow 2 because they wanted to become duty compliant so police forces and etc. could carry them. But here's the thing. I just don't drop my shit. Also, the CZ Shadow 2 compact only went off if it was dropped on its nose, which meant that the odds of it firing into a person were extremely limited. So the fact that we've gone woke with guns makes me sad and my nipples itch. What do you think of the Wilson Combat? You already asked that. Mr. Mom, what's up? You finally saw me, huh? Holsters gonna shoot their nuts off. Hipsters, yeah. Holsters. AK-50 cal. Brandon Herrera, he built an amazing gun, didn't take a single dollar to do it, back money, and it looks cool, but it's not my style. From what I've seen and the guns that were on display at NRA, yes. The big thing that CZ is doing with Colt is the exact same thing they did with Dan Wesson. They bought Dan Wesson because they were originally actually going to use Dan Wesson to sell the revolvers under the CZ brand, but they wound up just kind of backing out of the revolver thing and just investing money into Dan Wesson, giving them better facilities, better equipment, things like that. If they do the same thing to Colt, it's going to be amazing. My question is, are they going to try to take like the Anaconda and the Python, change them a little bit and make those CZ products, or are they going to just kind of roll with what they got? That's my question. West Virginia Guns and Goats, what is up? Do I have the Lifeguard gun? No, I sold mine. I used to have it, but I sold it because I never shot the damn thing. I don't like a single shot gun. What's a gimmick gun that is surprisingly viable? A gimmick gun that's surprisingly viable. There aren't a lot of gimmick guns that I would call viable. I guess Glocks. Was building a Texas Star target tonight. Got the base built, waiting for paint to dry. Hell with that, man. Repaint it as you shoot it. Because if we want to play the semantics game, all Glocks are gimmicks because all Glocks are based off the exact same gun. I loved how somebody got in the comments of the other video, and they were like, Glock is the only company that has the safe trigger. You mean besides all the companies that literally copied Glock? Or all the companies that you can drop Glock triggers into because they function in the exact same way? Or every striker-fired gun that is copied Glock? I love when people are stupid. I look a lot healthier than I did a few months ago. Yeah, I'm officially 100%. My kidneys are working 100% again, so. The Alien has a safe trigger. We'll see about that. By the way, I intend to throw your gun. I hope so. I'd like to see them maybe split the revolver and auto-loading gang and changing the 1911 a bit. Maybe leave the snake revolvers alone. Yeah, I mean, Colt has a lot of designs that CZ could work with. Even if they just use the action from the Colt Python, Anaconda, etc., and then created like a new frame just for CZ, that would save them a shite ton of money and make acquisition of Colt worth it. Do it! Nah, I can't bring myself to throw your gun. I have no problem throwing a gun that you're going to eventually buy from me, but I don't want to throw one of yours. They wanted to improve the Glock, but Gaston wouldn't budge on the initial design, so they took their improvements to Steyr, and we got the M9. Ha! Pretty much. Glock did the best job at saying, hey, we may not have an external safety, but we have 3 on the inside. No other company has done that. That's what Glock is best at. Yeah, they have a great marketing team. That's why they're a gimmick company. They have great marketing. They literally took a mediocre gun that, yes, is reliable. They took a mediocre gun that is reliable, and they made it one of the most popular guns in the world because it's reliable, and they had great fucking marketing. If they had marketed their gun the same way High Point did, even as reliable as they are, they would not be where they are. What gun have you had the longest? The gun I've had the longest that I currently still own is my AR-15. I've had that since 2018. That was a gift from a buddy of mine, and it looks like it wants to fall over, but luckily the mag is holding it up. My buddy built that one for me, and I will never sell that gun. Well, I would sell that gun, but you'd have to pay me so much money that it's not worth it to anybody to buy it. Because to duplicate the gun would cost nearly $3,800. My love of the gun, my personal love of my gun, makes me say $5,000. So if somebody paid $5,000 for that gun, I would sell it to them. You'd sell me the gun for $5, but you got to sell it back. No worries. If you're stuck in an elevator with an assailant, what would you want? I would just fart a lot. If he's going to kill me, at least he's going to be stuck with a stinky corpse. Wasn't mediocre when it came out. It was pretty revolutionary, and then so-called Wonder 9 pistols were super new as well for the use of polymer in a frame, which is what Gaston... No, I'm not saying that he didn't do something cool. What I'm saying is he stopped because he thought his gun was perfect. That's why he didn't innovate. That's why he was buried in Tupperware. Grenado glory. If Smith & Wesson did the same thing with their Shield comp and touted how safe the safety-less version is, I'd own one maybe, but earn like safeties and like Glocks. What brand AR is it? It's a custom build. So it uses a Virginia lower from PSA because Virginia tried outlawing ARs in 2019. So PSA made a run of special Virginia lowers. They say 6 Semper Tyrannis on them. And it's called the Virginia 15. But it's got a Franklin Armory binary trigger in it, flat face. It's got custom stippling, custom ambidextrous parts on it. Real ambidextrous part, not that shitty bad liver that people use for bolt drops and fucking mag releases and stuff. The unique AR upper is like almost $2,000 on its own. Yeah, it's just got a lot of expensive parts. 18 Snickers and some whiskey. That better be some really freaking good whiskey. But like I said, that is because I have personal attachment to the gun. You can buy a $500 AR and probably outshoot me. If shit hits the fans, hit the woods and hide and bunker up and fuck around, find out. I don't know. Maybe. Well, the Glock was designed by multiple people. Gaston was a plastics engineer. I think it's one of the reasons they haven't changed it much. One, it worked. Two, they didn't have another group of people. Yeah, I guess West Virginia. But the thing is, it's the same problem Apple has. Apple finds something that works, and then they just keep doing the exact same freaking thing and acting like they're innovating when they're not. So, I think there was something like 5 people who worked on the original design. Okay. Is that a Springfield Echelon 4.0? No, it's a stock original Echelon. Do you think there should be a company that remakes guns that have gone out of production? There's lots of companies that do that. Taylor's and Company reproduces lots of guns that have gone out of production. There's a lot of companies that manufacture 1873s and a lot of rifles that have gone out of production and their IPs have expired. Lots of companies do that. I would bunker up, Old Glory. Also, did you get an alien? No, my buddy's sending me his so I can play with it for a while. What's your favorite 22 long rifle handgun? It's a tie between the Taurus TX22 and the SIG P322. I love it, but yours isn't stock, is it? I see a custom grip. No, mine has a Sharps Brothers aluminum frame on it. Do you think the gun industry is in a good place right now, like listening to the community and putting out what they ask for? They are doing a lot more of what the consumer is asking for. The problem is you can't do that all the time because then you wind up with the car that was in The Simpsons. But yeah, so right now they are trying to cater, but they're also catering because there's not a lot of demand for what's currently out there. It keeps falling off. Echelon is fine. It's got the removable fire control group in it, or the COG, Central Operating Group. The gun shoots fine. I like the aluminum frame. I like a heavier gun in general. I've always loved the style that Colt 1911s have. I don't know why they're pretty, so if CZ can bring back the quality on them, that would be great. I think the revolvers are fine. I don't get the hate for the new ones. The new revolvers, it's because they're aping the old ones instead of being new. What do you mean demand keeps falling off? So everybody is selling their guns to everybody else. There's not a lot of people that are just going out. Now, the people that are buying guns are the people that have always been buying guns and people that are moneyed. But new buyers have died off a bit, at least in our area. And distributors have noticed that the larger number of guns they're moving from the distributors are lower priced guns. What does Win City mean in Win City Armory? Winchester City. That's the city my store is in. I was going to call it Winchester Armory, but Winchester Repeating Arms would probably sue me into oblivion. If you had to cover 30 miles of hostile territory, what weapons would you carry? Remember, that's 2 days of hiking, so you'll need shelter and possibly water. If it's hostile territory, it's probably more than 2 days. I'd probably, why am I leaving? Taurus is killing with the G3 and all the variants pretty much, and Smith & Wesson with their SD9 V2 and CZ with their P10 line. All those guns are doing really well because they're all sub $500 guns. Why am I leaving? Oh, glory. If I'm just doing it to move on and I have time to prepare, I'm going to be very picky. If I don't, then I'm going to grab whatever the frick I have. More than likely, I would carry 22s for the number of ammo and a shotgun. About the used market, a lot of shops around here have some great used deals. Don't know how different the new and used markets are in the gun market. So the reason why a lot of gun stores are having good deals is because they're paying a lot less for the guns they're buying because everybody is selling. I buy guns that people are trying to sell to the local pawn shops, and I'm still stealing them. I heard I'm headbanging to your choices. Cool. Appreciate that, Old Glory. You know what you see on the used market a lot? P320s. Yeah, but not in my local shops. A lot of my local shops don't even like to buy them. They're paying like $100 for a P320 right now. Elegant. I got an OD Green Icarus Precision Grip Module. It's awesome. Yeah, so the last time I hung out with Stone and I had the Echelon with me, I had the Sharps frame, he had the Icarus. The Icarus is the one you shoot with, like if you want to do range time. The Sharps is the one you carry with, because the grip is actually a little bit shorter, and it just feels really good. Gonna nap. Have a good stream. Nero, thanks for coming in, dude. $100 for a 320. Ouch. Pretty much. That's why mine is still up for sale, because mine's the X5 Legion with an Armory Craft trigger and a $350 Romeo 1 Pro on it, and I'm selling it for $1,000. A lot of wholesalers are having major sales on guns right now. Yes, wholesalers, even PSA is having a lot of clearance stuff. PSA is buying a lot of stuff to put it on clearance, and I'm partaking. Like I said, I picked up Stone. Funny enough, I just picked up another RKO1 for another customer, but without the rainbow barrel for the same kind of money. Is Icarus and Sharps really worth 300 plus? Yes and no. So if you try to buy the tungsten frame for the 320 or even the steel frame for the 320, you're paying 300 plus, and they're actually closer to 400 bucks. But yes and no. If you want an all-metal gun, it's the only way to go. If you want a gun for a reasonable price, you need to steal the starting gun, because again, you add $400 to a $600 MSRP for the Echelon, and you got $1,000 into a striker fired 9 that isn't like competition ready or specially built. Picked up a few $1,200 rifles for 300 bucks at wholesale prices. Yep. And I do that with like ARs all the time. I don't pay more than 200 bucks for ARs because I don't have to. I picked up a Maverick 88 very cheap, like under $1. Your EDC is a 320. Let the hate flow. No, if God wants you to discharge, you'll discharge, Old Glory. And I used to carry that 320. That 320 used to be my store carry because it has a great trigger in it. I love the trigger I put in it. Holster recommendations for a Ruger GP 100 6-inch barrel and 357. I do not have one, but Galco makes really good revolver holsters. They were carbon barrel CVA Cascades. Nice. Funniest thing I saw about a sale was PSA blew those aliens out, and Lago went and sent out a letter to the dealers reassuring them it was a one-time thing. So what I think happened, like my assumption, is that PSA bought all of Lago's remaining stock just to get first dibs on new guns when they come out with them. You like my Echelon, and the grip just made it better. Yep. Anyone in the chat know if the TC22 can fit the Ruger Archangel stock? No idea. Not a clue. What's your favorite flavor of Gatorade? Red, bro. I love the 320 Spectre Comp. Never had a discharge problem because those don't have the curved trigger. And actually, I sold my Spectre Comp to Stonehaven because I didn't like the finish on it. I'm very particular when it comes to finish. Yours is blue. Blue is very sweet. Even the sugar-free version, I can only do like one of those every now and then. I can tell you what happened exactly. Go for it, West Virginia. You built your Allen, and then a week later they went up by 300. You love sweets? I can't do super sweet stuff. It's a good gun, but yeah, it looks like someone painted it with a paintbrush. Yeah, so the Spectre Comp Blackout is the one that I had and sold to Stone, and it looked like it was rolled on paint. Lancer Products. The Mag Company was the very first importer for the Alien before Lago opened Lago. Lancer couldn't move them even at $3,500 for the cheapest model, so PSA bought them all and then blew them out as low as $2,500 and $35 for the complete kit. So, I mean, I wasn't that far off. I was right, the PSA bought them all, but that makes sense. I figured they were doing it as a power play. They want, in order to become like a exclusive distributor for Alien. That's interesting. Like I said, I'm very usually within like arm's reach of being right, so that makes me feel better. Yay! My gun is already gonna ship. They charged me $10 for fucking shipping protection. I didn't ask for that. Punk ass bitches. Oh, yeah, because it was over $100. They only give you $100 in shipping protection. It's all right. You were close. I like to speculate and accumulate and master things. SFR, are you dipping out to your other thing? Ow. My jaw just popped terribly. Gotcha. Just paying attention. I love my people. Also, where was I today? I need to get some 38 Super for my STI Grandmaster, and I got to go pick that shit up. Yeah, I have TMJ, temporal mandibular joint pain, and jaw arthritis. Yet I talk like a son of a bitch. So the curved trigger on the 320s were having the problem, but that never came up on the 365. Completely different operating system, buddy. 365 is a completely different operating system than 320. I need to find me some deals. Yeah, well, just hang out at your local stores, man. Get to know your gunmonger, and usually get pretty solid deals. You got a broken ankle, I pop sometimes, it sounds like a gun. Crazy, dude. Like, I also have, if you feel your jaw, at the base of your jaw, there's a portion of your jaw that's curved. This side on my jaw, it's been broken off since I was a kid. I used to race BMX bike, and I slammed my face into the ground, and it actually broke my jaw. So the ball on the bottom of my jaw is free floating. Hold on, I don't know if you can hear it. You may be able to, you can see it. But yeah, so that part of my jaw is actually free floating. Boy, I ruined my quality by zooming my face in. I'm a dumbass. But he's lovable and he has arthritis. I should open the alien case on camera. Is it something that's going to get me banned? Finally watched The Sopranos. It's really good. Almost done with the HBO shows. I have not watched Sopranos in so long. I fell 15 feet carrying an 80-pound girl to throw her in the pool. She was my girlfriend. She was uninjured. My right ankle was shattered. I hope she put out. Something to take the mind off of it. Oh, so I need to open the case without showing what's in it. Got it. Before and after. Well, I still don't know if you got the good end of that deal, but I hope you're okay. Also, I think some other YouTube guys, gun guys, are streaming at the exact same time I am, and that's throwing off the numbers. We all have the same audience, I think. Like, I'm going to open up a guy muzzle broke and see what he's doing right now. See how many of my people are in his chat. Can't sprain the ankle anymore. It either breaks or it's fine, so that's cool. Yeah, I had my tendons, my Achilles. I've had my Achilles heels. Both of them have been lengthened. Focus Strip is streaming too. I don't know who Focus Strip is, but I see two people that were normally on mine, so I don't care. I'm happy that other channels are getting viewers, obviously. So don't even know who Muzzlebroke is. Muzzlebroke is somebody I found one day when I was just scrolling through and I watched some of his stuff. I actually subscribed to his channel because, you know, sometimes he shows some cool stuff. But he's another one of those YouTubers who covers his face because he thinks it's important to. I'm not in your chat. He's not my boy, Joe. A bunch of sellouts if they're on other live streams. No, I don't do that, man. If you want to check out other people, this space has enough people for everybody. But I'm looking at his stuff and seeing if he's getting the same idiots. So it's actually not doing so bad. I'm going to actually chat with him. That guy is a joke. You actually know guns. Muzzlebroke is learning. He's a younger dude. He's got money into his guns, so good for him. Who we chatting with? SOE? No, Muzzlebroke. Hold on a second. Ah, see? He just acknowledged it. So, yeah. But what he does is different from me. He actually lays his guns out on his table, and he just kind of keeps going back and forth, so he's holding the phone the whole time. So, Scoot, what's up? I don't know him. He does a lot more shoots. Scoot, you're over on Muzzlebroke as well. Got it. Oh, you're a mod on Muzzlebroke. Interesting. So yeah, I'm literally double streaming. I'm watching one while doing it. I'm also thinking about adding my other phone and Facebook streaming at the exact same time. Since I have two screens, I might do Facebook streaming as well. Also, my is it me or is the quality shit right now? You're the first member in Muzzlebroke. Got it. Dude, I'm not on fucking... For some reason, I'm only going... I don't know how to use Facebook. Facebook is fine, but Facebook allows a lot more stuff to go on. So, what is new? Oh, Love the 22 isn't new. Yes. Built it, and it's in the store for sale. So I don't Facebook. Don't Facebook. Facebook is a hellhole full of bastard people. Also, I'm looking at Muzzlebroke's chat. I also think the algorithm and the AI are actually clamping down on people. Because he doesn't have a lot of people on his, but his also is not raging. Either way, I'm dipping out. Oh, that's why I got Steam open. I'm losing bandwidth over my internet. Why don't you Facebook my grandson, Nathan? He's a guy who talks about how good his CZ is. No, he likes a lot of different stuff. He's actually an AK fan, so McManus would love to talk to him. He's an okay guy, though. Like I said, I don't have a problem with him other than the fact that he covers his face. So you're not a fan of bad levers? What else do you dislike on ARs or think is a gimmicky gun part? The reason I don't like AR bad levers is because it's going through the trigger guard and it's attached to the frickin' release where no. Also, dropping the bolt on an AR, worst case scenario, slam the fucker on the ground. It'll drop the bolt on its own. You can actually drop the bolt on an AR by just doing that into your shoulder. So yeah, so my gun is full ambi because it doesn't use bad lever parts. It's not forced ambi. Street Dog says exactly on the bad. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your corroboration on it. So, but I do intend to set up my other office this week, and I might move everything into there. So we'll see what happens. What else do I find gimmicky, like tactical? When people put PEC boxes on a standard AR-15 with no intention of using it. Also, when dudes use airsoft PEC boxes on their shit because they think it'll fool somebody. What all would you need to get into customizing 1911s tool-wise? Just want to do the basics like polish internals, change sights, grips, fit the semi-drop in barrels. A lot of it is just basic stuff like a standard toolkit. Like you can disassemble one with just fucking punches and basic screwdrivers. What's a PEC box? So an IR laser box that sits on top of the rail and supposedly throws an IR laser out so you can use night vision and shit and nobody runs them. What's the coolest thing you've sold in the store yet? The coolest thing I've sold in the store, nothing really cool. It's all just been normal shit. Henry 3030 Sidegate color case hardened that I got to find for a customer. Octagonal barrel, really cool. 3030 lever action Sidegate color case hardened. It was $1,000. Really solid. Yeah, sorry, SFR. My brain does not want a brain right now where the brain is not braining the brainness. I am the one who thinks. Not today, fucker. Does your store bathroom have a hole for glory? Lol. No, but if I stick my dick in the electrical box, it works. What gun seems to sell the most at the store? I have actually sold 5 Canics since I opened. As odd as that is. MC9LS, 2 SFTs, 1 TP9, and an SFX. So as odd as that is, Canics have been my best sellers because they're all reasonable price. I've traded off. I sold my CZP01 to RG, traded off my SP01 for 2 other guns and a couple of my 1911s. Would I trust my life to Canic? Yes, absolutely I would. Canic has come so far in terms of reliability. The first generation TP9s had problems with their firing pins breaking. There have been other issues with some of the guns, but in general, I would trust my life to Canic. MC. Everyone gets their first one for free. What's the free? Like I said, don't stick your dick in a box. It's not as funny as Justin Timberlake made it sound on Saturday Night Live. Oh my God, he can bring up stupid stuff. Yes, he does. He likes the stupid. The stupid makes me feel like a girl. I don't get it, I get it. Oh, somebody's trying to rip off Paul Harrell. If it does, Canic do give you a lot for the price, and they have a cool mini pistol tool. Yeah, so I actually threw mine out, the first one I got. I thought it was a key, and I didn't realize it was a toolkit. Oopsie! Do-do-do. See, now we're in the dead spot, so... I'm here. Hello. No, there's a lot of you that are still here, but right now, about an hour in, we run into a dead time, and I don't know why. Can I order straight from the manufacturer? There are a lot of manufacturers I can order from, yes. You had the toolkit for several months before you realized what it was? Yeah, a lot of people do. It's pretty funny, actually. Oh, I called it the short bus. That is why it was funny. Somebody yelled at me because I made 3 shorts with the Gerson Match X, and then I made another one. Ha! Tuning in for the night. Thanks for answering my question. Sever7, you have a good one, okay? I won't deny I had the toolkit for a few months. I already read that one. What will keep somebody from ordering from the manufacturer? You can go... Well, what happens is when you order from a manufacturer, like if you go to websites for Gerson, SIG, Colt, CZ, it directs you to an FFL in order to order it. And then most of the time, the FFL will order it from a distributor because we can sell it for the same price as the online. As an individual, you can't just order from the manufacturer because the manufacturer doesn't retain retail licenses. And for the most part, PSA is one of the exceptions. So they will sell to a distributor or to a dealer who can then get it for you. Thoughts on a Hellcat Pro? They're fine. 15 round capacity, slightly longer barrel, easier to handle, still snappy. I'm not a big fan of Micro 9s. Who does the best special editions? Talo, Talo. They do them for every manufacturer, every distributor, and they do good stuff. The chassis or the stock that 1022 was in was a Talo, kind of like a beechwood chassis, and that chassis is going with the gun. So I just go to my local guy and support local businesses. Yeah, if you can. I mean, it's not going to hurt anybody. Especially if you're trying to buy a gun that has what's called MAP pricing, MAP, manufacturer's asking price, because they're going to be the same asking price on everybody's shelf. Thoughts on ported versus compensated? So compensated is more difficult than porting. Porting, you're literally just drilling holes into the barrel. You're actually not destroying the rifling in the barrel. Compensated, like my Match X, the Staccato XC, the Echelon Comp. If you look at all the guns that have real comps built into them or attached to them, the compensator part has no rifling. So you do lose a little bit of barrel, so you lose a little bit of velocity, but it's much more effective than just straight porting. So for the money, it's cheaper and easier to port a gun than to compensate it, because if you compensate it, it's a lot of effort. Yeah. That was 7 blocks to get to the same thing I intended to say. What's my favorite barrel length on an AR pistol and why? If it's 300 blackout, I'm going to go with like a 7.5-inch barrel. If it's 5.56, I'm going to go with the 10.5. 10.5, if you run VMAX ammo, you'll still get 26 to 2,800 feet per second, and it has enough barrel still to get at least one full spin on the round, which will stabilize it for flight. 5-inch barrel 5.56s, they keyhole all the time because they don't have enough barrel to stabilize the round. It's the 5.7. 5.7. You buy enough guns from my guy that he tends to give me deals. You got your FN for 900. Solid price. I approve. You done something, yeah. Done did dumpin' says. Oh, I got to. Purdy. Boom, 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 boom. Should have mentioned suppressed. The same example, Stray Dog. Especially for 300 blackout. 300 blackout was designed to be short barrel suppressed. So 8-inch barrel, 7.5-inch barrel is fine for 300 blackout. And same thing with the AR-15. 10.5 is what I believe the Mark 18s are built on. So 10.5 is perfect. Stopping power or ammo capacity. I actually put it down more to accuracy, because this is a 9mm 1911 mag. It holds 9 rounds. My 45 carries 8 rounds. I only carry 1 backup. Ammo capacity is only good if you're trying to give suppressing fire. Thoughts on Palmetto State Armory? They need to increase their customer service and their quality control. If they can hit those 2 parts, they will definitely succeed in being a much better company. Stone, are you still here, or are you off doing your thing? But yeah, if they can improve their quality control, they will make a big move in the industry. Is the 1911 and 45 ACP the best handgun suppressor host? 1911s in any caliber are better. I can't demonstrate it here, but if you look at pictures of a 1911 in full lock, with the slide all the way back, and a Glock with those slide all the way back, the degrees of deflection for the barrel make a 1911 much better than any of the tilting locking systems from like the striker fired guns. However, a fixed barrel gun, such as a FN, no, the FN doesn't have a fixed barrel, but if you can get a fixed barrel gun as a suppressor host, you're going to be even better. Okay, pass the mod. All right, dude. It's okay. I got it, SFR. I'm covering it. If Stone comes back, I'll pass him the mod for tonight. So DB left because his girlfriend got pissed because I tried to steal her. Well, she got pissed at him because he tried to sell me her for a gun. Yo, Bolt, what's up? Who do I think wins, Gerson, T-Sauce, or Rock Island? So, see ya, SFR. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Rock Island is a 1911 high capacity. It doesn't directly compete with Gerson and T-Sauce in the 2011 market. But in terms of just out-of-the-box shootability, I still think Rock Island is above the other two. So, Rock Island, Gerson, T-Sauce. T-Sauce is something I'm still not fully convinced has fixed everything. As soon as I get my hands on the new Night Stalker and I torture test the shit out of it, I will reissue my findings. And then if it turns out that I had just a bad sample, which is what I think I did, then I will adjust my thinking. But Rock Island, Gerson, T-Sauce as of right now. Would you consider a half-inch spread with 5 shots at 400 yards with a 6.5 Creedmoor worthy of bragging? No ideas. I've never shot at 400 yards. I mean, if it's a half-inch, that's what, 0.25 MOA at 400 yards or 0.125 MOA? So that's pretty good. I thought the Rock Island was a poor-made full polymer 1911. No, that's ATI's Moxie was the polymer, and Gerson actually made a polymer frame 1911. Rock Island does not make polymer frame 1911s. Their Match Ultra, their 1911 double stack Match Ultra is actually like a $1,200 1911 double stack that runs with frickin' 2011s. It just doesn't have a removable frame. How far out do you keep 1-inch groups? Me? I don't do any real long-range shooting, so it's hard to say. I can easily hit 6-inch plates at 50 yards without thinking. So, I mean, I'm 12 MOA at 50 yards. I don't actually do any precision shooting, so I don't know. I saw the Gerson Librador. Hella flashy. It's like a drug lord sidearm. Yep. So I have, I'm in talks with Gerson. They're sending me the Gold Brat and possibly the Librador 19, or the Taurus, or the Beretta Librador clone to do a review on. No, I'm talking handguns. I really don't shoot for groups, man. I shoot for targets. The smallest target I shoot is a 6-inch plate. It's hard for me to say, dude. You know, a lot of guys will tell you 2.5 inches at 25 yards is fine. So. You're in Tennessee. You're a little too far from me, brother. But I also don't shoot with people I don't know. I got a boogie in my nose. I got a boogie in my nose. I got a boogie in my nose. I got the boogie in my nose. What you gonna do with the boogie, yos? Sorry. Sometimes I just let the voices do what the voices do. They make me feel good. Yeah. Why is that being suggested to me? I think Matt's kids are using my Google account. I bet if I checked, I'd find 7 ways to Kevin Bacon to you. That's going to be a really hard one, Glory. That is a bit of a sketch. Me? Sketchy? Oh, I do stupid stuff all the time, dude. I'm actually being very civil right now. I don't always not do stupid shit, but when I don't do stupid shit, people love me for not doing my not stupid shit. We don't like looking at Joe's face. That's fine. I don't like looking at my face either, you psychos. Ba-doop, ba-doo. Ba-doop, ba-doo. I'm fired up with a few prepper guns on the YouTuber. Oh, well, that's cool. I'm not a prepper. Hey, Mouse, what's up? Did you ever get your hair cut right? I clippered it all off and fixed it, yeah. Woo, my head feels fuzzy. So I'm not a mod anymore. Nobody is a mod right now. I'm trying to see if the algorithm's being played with. It started like it was, and now we're kind of in the part of it. So I'll tell you what, you can be mod for a while. Yeah, no, the viewership drops off. I don't know. It also seems to me that right now YouTube seems to be clamping down on idiots in chat, because even without mods, I'm not getting the old, hey, I'm gay, you're gay, what's up with the world and fish? I'm not getting into that shit right now. And I zoomed in on a couple of other dudes, and they're not either. So either we're all not being suggested, or they're just blocking everybody. I don't know. I'll be honest, it's a little annoying that it's happening, because I would like to grow the channel, and live streams have always been a good way to grow the channel. But I'll just deal with it, I guess. I know some tricks to get your numbers go up quick, but it sucks for the regulars. No, I don't do gimmicks. I don't do stupid shit. I don't do giveaways. I don't do any of that, man. I don't compensate to try to gain subscribers, dude. I got 181,000. It's not like I'm hurting for subscribers. It puts me in the top 4% of subscribers and like the top 8% of gun tubers. I think it might be because of the booby stream. No, actually, it was not because of the booby stream. Because the booby stream, to this day, is still not adult rated. That one is not age restricted. All the other ones were. How was the fish? It was horrible, dude. You shared it to your buddies to see if anybody's up. I appreciate that, man. But like I said, I don't play the game of, sign up and I'll subscribe and I'll sub back, all that stuff. There are channels that need to gain subs in order to get monetized and shit, and I understand that they're doing that. But even when I needed to get monetized, so I started YouTube back in 2015, 2016, doing car reviews and stuff. I was monetized back in 2016 with less than 1,000 subs because I was doing car content. And then they came out with the needing 1,000 subs, 4,000 watch hours. And it took me almost a year to get remonetized because I refused to do sub for sub, all that stuff. I've got like 80 channels that I'm subscribed to. Maybe the booby stream put you in a new group or something. I noticed it happened after that stream. No, what happened after that stream is that 2 of my other videos got age restricted. But again, like I said, I'm looking at other channels and they're having the same thing. Other gun channels, I think they're restricting their availability because other gun channels are also not having the spam bullshit comments. And Muzzlebroke, he streams every goddamn day. So he streams every damn day and he only has 130 subs or 130 people watching right now. Oh, Stone, you're still here. All right, so Drunk Mouse and Stone are my 2 current mods. YouTube hates guns. Yes, YouTube does. YouTube is really strange because there are ways to get around the demonetization of your videos, and I use it, and it's interesting, but it also eliminates my ability to appeal if they demonetize a video. So like I don't say the name of my store in any of my videos because even naming my store will get a video demonetized. So I don't even name my store anymore. Also, Mouse, look, I got the P1345 up there. I put a Punisher comp on it for reasons. Hey, I got 2 comp 1911s up there. Didn't even notice that. I'm awesome! I'm also Ray Ramamo. Am I going to the range tomorrow? No, I gotta wait for your stupid ass alien to show up, and they gave me a window of delivery from 10:30 to 3:45. So I'm just gonna open my store and sit. Yeah, I usually view your lives, but they don't pop up as quick lately. So yeah, this today earlier it did, but then it dropped off. I don't know how much I'll be in. The little one is having a hard time going to sleep. Punching a baby makes little ones go to sleep. Don't ever punch a baby unless it's Hitler. You can punch baby Hitler. If you would have picked it up today, dude, I was closed today and I was fiddling with that stupid Gerson, so I missed when they showed up. Also, I don't think he actually showed up because there's no note on my door. Also, I was sleeping and playing with myself, which I'm known to do. I'm afraid to ask you anything now. Why? Because I'm going to be honest. Dude, I almost used the sex doll as a pillow. It's got nice boobs. Gotta have priorities. I need my time off. When I don't take my time off, I turn into a mushy puddle of stupid. So the last few months, I have been avoiding taking my time off because it just freaking just kills me, dude. I will literally fall asleep standing up, or I would fall asleep in the middle of a sentence during the live stream. So that's how you get pink eye. What, sleeping on a sex doll? Only if it's been used. The pointy one is a pillow? It's flexible. You can move it out of the way. While you lay on the boob, where's the... It's got a big metal rod in it, so you can just kind of... Am I sure I'm not narcoleptic? I am not narcoleptic. But I also don't sleep much. So I don't fall asleep very... No, you can't tuck this one, dude. It's 9 inches long. I am not narcoleptic. I don't just randomly fall asleep. I just get so tired that I fall asleep. I sleep like a cat. I don't sleep regular hours like most people. I literally stay up until I pass out because I'm usually in too much pain. So I stay up until I pass out, and then I'll sleep for like 2-3 hours, and then I'll get up, and then I might sleep for 2 or 3 hours. But a lot of times I have to sleep for an hour during the day. But when I'm running the store, I can't just close down the store because I need a nap. So then I run the store for 8 hours, and then I can't sleep because I don't like sleeping during the day for more than like 30 minutes to an hour. So then I stay up, and then I start watching shit, and then I stay up until like 2, and then I sleep for 3 hours, and then I'm up at 5, and then I start doing shit on the internet, and then I don't go back to sleep, and it's a terrible cycle that just keeps on. Yeah, Stone, how'd the baptism go? It actually sounds like he'll do you take anything to help you sleep. No, because I don't need help sleeping. It's not a sleep issue, Mason. I don't have problems sleeping. I'm just in so much pain all the time that I don't sleep. You gotta shake the chicken nuggies. Pain keeps me awake. If that makes sense. Kidneys suck. My kidneys are actually at full functionality again, so it's not my kidneys. I've been dealing with this since I was 17. No, Mason, taking something to artificially force me to sleep is not going to help because my pain is so much. I can't explain it to you in a way that's going to make you understand because you keep making suggestions. Just understand that your suggestions are trying to counter 28 years of me dealing with this shit. There's literally nothing that you're going to try to come up with that is going to give me any kind of solution. All right, Mason? Just accept it and move on. It's the last time I'm talking about it. Favorite nugget sauce, Chick-fil-A. It got rescheduled because pastor's wife got sick, so he couldn't show up for church. All right. Give me a few minutes. I'll be back. All right. Not suggesting. I'm just asking questions. Right. But when I explain to you why I'm staying up and you keep on offering me solutions or asking me why I don't take something to go to sleep, it's showing a lack of understanding about what I'm talking about. You're just trying to give solutions or ask questions that lead to solutions when you're not accepting the premise of what I'm saying. It's a fundamental refusal to accept what's being told to you. Chick-fil-A sauce is like drugs. Yes. French fries, chicken nuggies, my finger, I will literally just... Oh, goody. Did the live stream just end? Okay, thank you. My freaking internet just froze. I get it, Mason. Like I said, we're done. Just drop it. If Joe doesn't respond to fentanyl, over-the-counter stuff doesn't work. Exactly. But their buffalo is bomb. I've never actually tried the buffalo bomb stuff. So it might also be... We've been having really fucky weather. So... Jeff Elliott says we're still here. That's my trick. Every now and then I'll ask you, man, are we still live? And then I'll just... Now, my internet is running slow right now. Nothing's downloading in the background. Steam is running in the background. Shut up! Kind of cutting in and out. Yeah, so... Cutting in and out. Yeah, so... No, I'm good. 56K. Frick that, dude. 14.4 bod, man. Buffalo's good, but it doesn't have that honey mustard addicting taste. Yep. Click Alt and F4. Lol. You refresh. Maybe it was you. Depending on how long the delay is. Bah! MC. Old Glory's got you, MC. MC and Old Glory going into war together.
I went to war once. I lost. I used to have one of these little mustaches and that hair that kind of did this. I live in the deep south now. That's why I don't talk like I used to. You will bow down?
Back then, it took 30 seconds to bring up a picture of boobs, but it was worth the wait. I remember the first time I saw... she was in Demolition Man. She was married to Jesse James for a while. Anyways, first time I saw her in a bra, I was like, ooh, I am a boy. What was the red dot you're running on that Gerson? That is, well, there's two Gersons up there. On the double stack, the 2011, I'm running a Burris Fast Fire C. It is a polymer bodied one, but it looks really good and it runs good. The one below it is the Siley Cat Zero red dot. That one's an aluminum body and it works really well. Hot White Monster or Red Gatorade? Hot White Monster, my guy. You find it easy to switch from irons to red dots on handguns? I guess so. I didn't live with irons as long as a lot of people do. Like, I picked up irons and went straight to red dots right away. So I didn't have the bad habit to try to fight. I remember downloading my first JPEG on DOS at 11 years old. Jesus Christ. I was 11 in 1990. You're so young. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was a long time ago, dude. 2 girls, 1 cup will forever scar me. You know what? There is worse stuff online now, but yes, I remember the first time somebody looked that up. Try being the dude holding the camera going, oh, come on. I was gonna, that was good ice cream. Man, come on. Oh, man. I want a panther. Somebody buy me a Panther. Is bore sighting accurate, or would you still pattern and adjust? I would use, if I have a bore sighter, I would at least use it to get me on paper, and that's what we do at the store all the time. I'll tell people. 2010 Selma Hayek, thank you very much. I like her accent. But yeah, so whenever we would do it at the store, or even when I do it here, I will get you on paper, is what I tell you, and you're going to need to pattern and adjust, but I will get you there. Like for my personal red dots, I do a light switch red dot 0 because I know where I hold. So I know how to lay the red dot in some guns where it'll co-witness. You just co-witness it with the front sight and you're done. But like on the Echelon, that big ass window, it has standard height sights, so they don't co-witness. So I'm lollipopping the front sight on that one. But like on my SIG P320 up there, that one is co-witnessing, so I'm able to just kind of run it because the Romeo 1 Pro has trench sights in the back. So you can co-witness with your front sight. But those both don't have rear sights when you use the optics. So those are both basically lollipopping as well. From Dusk Till Dawn and Glory. Dude, Dogma. Selma Hayek in Dogma. I don't care that she didn't have a hole. Also, Selma Hayek in the Hitman Bodyguard wife. Holy shit, she is still... Shut up, lol. Talking about Panthers, Lamau, they took in Elegant. You're a 1911 guy, so you can only own one. Would you opt for a 70 or an 80? Always a Series 70. The only Series 80 1911s in my collection, I have 14. The only two Series 80s I have, that pair of 1345 and my Mitchell Mauser gold. Oh, excuse me. I have three. My Para Ordnance Black Ops. My Para Ordnance Black Ops, but somebody already did a trigger job on it. That Para Ordnance 1345 and my Mitchell Mauser's gold trophy. Would have survived a night at the Titty Twister bar. I'd be good. My favorite movie growing up, The Dude with Double Guitar Case. Yeah, do you need a quality bore sight kit, or will a cheap one get you on paper? Cheap one, for the most part, will get you on paper. You buy the more expensive ones if you're going to be doing multiple platforms. But if you buy a cheap one for an individual platform, like if you're trying to do a Glock only, and you get a Glock one that's made just for Glocks, and it's cheaper because it's only made for Glocks, it'll be fine. Getting on paper is important. Sarah Jean Underwood in 01. I don't know. Mary Elizabeth Winstead in Death Proof was pretty damn cute. But then she cut all her hair off. I don't know. She's giving me Paris Hilton vibes. I'll pass. My 450-pound cousin shooting an Uzi is still the funniest thing ever. If you watch Honest Outlaw, his nephew Bubba is probably up there. And when he started shooting on the channel, if you ever watch early Honest Outlaw stuff, when Bubba was on there, he was much bigger. So did you hear my shoulder just pop? He used to chicken wing everything. So everything was shooting. He's a lefty, number one. But anytime he would shoot a rifle, he'd be chicken winging it. And anytime he shot a pistol, he would chicken wing it. So I don't even know how you shoot a rifle like this, but this is how he would shoot all of his rifles. He would chicken wing. What's the difference between the Series 70 and the Series 80? Great question. The Series 70 has no drop safety. The Series 80, which was created by Colt in 1980, was created because mommies decided that they wanted to have an additional third safety on their gun because just like today, world is cyclical, people are claiming shit drops and fires. So it was created to add an additional safety to firearms in order to appease mothers. Brooke Burke is Maxim smoking since you got Google there. Brooke Burke was hot. Brooke Burke has a kind of Beth Bears. I'd go for. Why'd you take you so long to get into guns? And your dad was military, and your grandpa worked at a gun shop. A couple of reasons. Number one, I was into cars, and I used to gamble. So all my money either went into cars or gambling. Number two, in the state of Minnesota, you had to take a gun class, and I was into cars, so I didn't give a shit. And number three, when I moved to Virginia, I was into cars and making six figures selling cars, so I didn't give a shit about anything else but video games and cars. It was after I died that I got into guns. I like naturally black-haired women too, so what's her name with the wart from John Wick 1? She's hot to me. Also, I like tall girls. I like either short, like 5 foot, or 6 foot plus. Asking go questions. Finally put it on my backpack and was on target. Finally put it on my backpack and was on target in no time. Nice. Yes, the chicken wing. I remember those. Yep. Are the Burris nice? I wanted to get a really nice green dot for 2011 build. The Burris is really decent. It's a budget option. That's why they sent it to me. They wanted me to review a budget option red dot. I've had no problems with it. It's much better than the other budget stuff like the Romeo Zero with the plastic body. This thing will outshoot that son of a bitch by far. Am I still into cars or have you shifted mainly to just guns? I like cars. I still probably swap my car out every 5 to 7 months to buy a different car. But I don't have the income I used to have. When I had six figures, if I wanted to upgrade and do things to my cars, I would just do it. So guns took over just because I had better access to firearms because my buddy opened a gun store, stuff like that. But yeah. Gal Gadot was good, was nice in Fast 5, yep. What's your game of choice in gambling? Poker was the last that I actually gambled with, but I used to play a lot of blackjack. Whack, 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 whack. Brunettes, too many of them. Quack, 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 quack. That was a weird way to enter the stream. Lol. I can overlook most physical traits on a woman except for bug eyes. Dude, Amanda Seyfried, some bug-eyed girls are cute. Like you wouldn't sleep with the Lita Battle Angel. Nice Tiger Mini 22. What's a Tiger Mini 22? Oh, Ruger Mini 22. Yeah. So that is a Samson stock. It's actually Ruger branded. They cooperated with Ruger to come up with it. What's my favorite cars that I've built? So I used to be into third gen Camaros, so I had a lot of IROCs that I worked on. I've had a few Fox body Mustangs. My Mustang GT track pack, the one that was on the banner, I modified that, lowered it, exhaust. I had the first black roof Mustang that wasn't a Boss 302. I was the first one in Northern Virginia with a black roof Mustang. Yeah. All right, Joe, got to try to put the baby to bed. Liquid Tylenol, buddy. Jessica Alba, this is going to be a hot take. She was never pretty. She's cute. She's never been beautiful. She doesn't have the facial structure and the bone structure to be beautiful. Charlize Theron can be beautiful. Jessica Alba can be cute. Charlize Theron can't be cute. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever known somebody like that? They're cute, but they're not beautiful. Do you like the bobtail carry cut 1911s? So I actually, the last one I had was a Kimber Aegis Custom, and I sold it because I thought I was getting a good deal on a 220 Legion, and I wish I never sold it. Bobtails are fine. It doesn't affect me much. Was not a Pie Gal guy. Straight up Texas Hold'em, man. Would you recommend a green dot if budget is a problem? What would I recommend for a green dot? Well, number one, finding a company like Trijicon really doesn't do green dots, and neither does like EOTech. So you're going to look at companies like Hollow Sun or Swamp Fox. Hollow Sun is a great choice just in general. Green dots are not everybody's cup of tea. The reason why red dots are more prevalent than green dots is because red doesn't naturally occur in nature in most shooting areas, whereas green, if you're shooting in a field with a lot of green, you can actually potentially lose the green dot, especially if you turn the visibility down. So green dots are not nearly as popular as red dots. No, I've not heard Can You Quack. I get what you're saying. What's up? Live Sway came into my live and says y'all was talking about me. Just curious. Nobody was talking about you, Chanson. Sorry. Sarah Michelle Gellar, another woman that's not actually cute. Her and Sarah Jessica Parker. They both look like horse feet. CZP07. Siley's decent, but I've only messed with their micro dot. That's what's on the influencer. SA mode is basically ran like a 1911. I haven't seen Sway in a long time. So, what's her name before she did Showgirls? Oh, yeah, no, she was never that cute either. What you're getting is a, what do they call that? A Mandela effect. So those girls always hung out with hotter women or uglier women. So you either got to hang out with somebody above you or below me. Like I'd have to hang out with people that are much better looking than me so that they drag me up into their average. Whereas some people are just like Elizabeth Berkley, she wasn't hot. She just got naked, and men saw naked. No, PO7s and SA mode is basically run like a 1911. No, because CZPO7s are a trigger bar activated trigger with a rotating. I can't think of the right word. It's not articulating, but it's a hinged trigger. 1911s are linear straight pull triggers. So no, I mean, on the same basis of that comparison, any gun in single action mode you would say runs like a 1911. Sorry. Elizabeth Hurley and Bedazzled, I win. Elizabeth Hurley is very beautiful, but a lot of her has been worked on. Mr. Belding looks good to me after a few Jamesons. Ouch. He came into my live stream saying you were talking junk and that this whole community is a waste of space, so that checks out that he isn't butthurt about something. Number one, Sway is a girl. Number two, I haven't spoken to Sway in probably a month. I don't know why Sway is being that way, but Sway can do what Sway wants to do. Sway is a person that has rights and feelings and can be whatever they feel like being. I wish them nothing but happiness. Yeah, it is what it is, man. No, I get it, but I'm explaining back to you that I have had no contact with them in months, and they have my cell phone, and they have not contacted me. So, does Susu still come around? No, I haven't seen Susu. I also haven't seen Susu doing much in the way of live streams in a long time either. I don't know. It's been a year and a half or so since I started live streaming, so it's not uncommon that people that come in might dip out and leave and do other things. Also, I'm not doing 6-hour live streams anymore, so a lot of people that used to come in after 11 o'clock my time, which is like 8 o'clock West Coast, just don't come in anymore. You don't like bull barrel. I hate the idea of needing a tool to field strip your 1911. Am I all right with bull barrels? Yeah, because you really don't need the tool. If you're just stripping it to clean the rails and stuff, you don't have to take that part out of the gun. You don't have to take the recoil spring out. Otherwise, just having a paper clip is all you really need. Why don't I like Glocks? Glocks are boring. Glocks don't do anything for me. They are very boring. They are non-innovative. They're very popular, very reliable, but they're just not my style. What's the most unique gun in the shop's inventory right now? The most unique gun is probably a 3040 Krag, a rifle. I like Holosun and Siley Greens, but I haven't looked into Swamp Fox. Swamp Fox is decent. I've run Swamp Fox on a few guns. Sig's new rifle from the military, trash or smash. I'm not a rifle guy, and I'm not going to spend $10 or $5 a round to find out if 8.6 is any good. I'm also not spending $3,000 on the rifle. I mean, I'll pass just because of prices. Are the PPQ 9mm good guns? Because it's my second time owning a handgun. Yes, they are decent, although a PDP would be a better value than a PPQ, honestly. PPQ is previous gen, PDP is the current gen, and they're usually on sale and probably a better trigger. Yeah. Watch Brandon Herrera's review of the Sig Spear with that locking magazine issue. Yeah, so like I said, I just don't really play with those very much. Ah, well, I guess we'll see what happens. Nope. Sorry, I had to answer an email. Drunk Mouse is back. I want to do a video comparing Glock 19 Gen 3 and Ruger RXM, running a lot of rounds through both to see which one fails first. Honestly, I think it's going to be a luck of the draw issue. You might get a bad one of each, or you might get a great one of each. It'd be interesting, but sample sizes of one are going to be hard to quantify. But I look forward to watching the video. Do it. What do we got in here? 32, yay! Zaxxon, what is up, man? I want to do a video. Hey, Zaxxon. Patriot, I'd really like to see a video like that. I wanted to see my EDC of the RXM. I just need a Glock 19. Is the GI Industries 50 1911 a weird thing? Like, what was the reason to make them? It was just something Guncrafter International wanted to do. I honestly don't know the full history between Guncrafter behind them, but they did it for 1911s and for Glocks. So, hi all, just been working. Hey, dude, just testing out the theory that mods are affecting the overall views, and it's not. How many rounds can a handgun barrel handle over its life? Depending on how it's manufactured, MC, some barrels can shoot out at, 10, 15,000 rounds. Some can go 50,000 rounds. Some can go 100,000 rounds. PCC on home defense. Go for it, man. Pistol caliber carbine, go for it. Anything is better than nothing, and certain things are better than others. So, let's just put it that way. Zaxxon, I tried stuff. I'm putting you back. So I have 4, and that's where I'm going to leave it for now. I'm old as frickin'. It's late. I'm going to go to bed. Hope you all have a great night. God bless, whether you like it or not. All right, Glory. Thanks for coming in and hanging out, dude. You have a great one. Boom. Well, I know you're just a solid mod, so. Yeah, you'll be on the list. We'll see how it goes. I'm a little fucky right now. Sorry. The fuck, phone? Thank you. I'm going to dox people. You ready? Here is Drunk Mouse's number. Just kidding. Dude, this is running like trash. Sorry, somebody's trying to contact me. Mason T, I don't know how soon I'll get to it, but I'll let y'all know when I do. Yeah, just go ahead and subscribe to his channel. Just copy it and go over to his channel. If you want a link to it, Patriot, just link. Ah, my phone updated. All right. Was my phone about to die? No, it's full. All right. Four right now, Cody. What the fuck? So, I think I understand things now. All right. Are those real? Lol, lol, lol. Dan, what's up? You carrying any red dots in the store? No, I'm going to, but I spent a lot of money on guns and ammo and shit, so. Yeah, I think I know what's going to happen, so. Where the hell did Diggity go? Didn't he have a baby the last time he was here? He hasn't been on in a while. Yes, I did watch. I think I watched it. Did I watch your video? It was a large file. I don't know if I downloaded it. Give me a second. Oh yeah, it said I couldn't preview it, so I had to download it. Yeah, with the stock. Yeah, no, I'm actually playing it right now. Stripper clip and the stock, so that's pretty cool. I got you tickets to a Pantera show where they showed a 50 cal plan. I got you front row seats. I'm good, Mexican. I may need a sponsor for that video because it's not going to be cheap to do. Lol. That dang fireball coming out of that thing's amazing, man. Any ideas? No, I honestly don't, man. I'd say just reach out to people. Start sending some stuff. Yeah, interesting. All right. Yeah, dude, it shoots out fire. That's crazy, bro. I think the barrel is too loose. Well, shoot at 5 yards. Sorry. Things come up. Appreciate the advice. Yeah, man. Sorry, I don't use ammo sponsors myself, man. Trying to get 2 guns to fail is going to take a lot of ammo. I would probably, like me personally, if I was going to plan a video, I would probably go ahead and just buy 1,000 rounds and put 500 through each. See if which one has the most failures in 500 rounds. See what happens. I didn't get the groundhog, but I thought I would stop in and say goodnight and stay that diet, Joe. You're doing great. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, Mountain Man. Thank you, man. So I'm on my second PO7, and it's so different how different they are from each other. I wanted to do a video based on that personally. I was going to take 2 guns from the same manufacturer and see how different their manufacturing made them out to be. I thought it would be kind of cool. You want to come to Virginia, visit the best FFL in the nation, Wind City Armory. If you're ever going to come back out here, Mouse, you should fly in during the Dulles gun show. That way you can check out some stuff. First one, you guys were asking for videos because it wouldn't rack. This one's butter. Gotcha. Yeah, I guess depending on when you yeah, I wish I had an answer. Can you sell me the gun of Rambo? No, I can't. When is that show? Honestly, hold on a second. They just had one recently. I think they do it like 3 times a year. PO8 artillery Luger I'm watching. Nice. June 13, 14, 15, and then September, November. So June, July, September, and November are the 4 left in the year. So that's when they are. It's a full 1911, but I wonder if it would hold up better. The full auto 1911 is technically a 1912. All right, man. I think an M60 costs like 80 grand or something absurd. Barrels and parts are hard to get for it, too. Awesome machine gun, but we are plagued with being civilians. Yeah, unfortunately. I agree. Look up the M1912, Drunk Mouse. It was a prototype. I don't know how many of them were built, but also you can easily make a full auto 1911 by reassembling it wrong. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Hang on a second. So it was actually built by Steyr. So I was wrong. I thought it was a 1911. But I could have swore there was a 1911 full auto. I thought it was. Where's that show? Chantilly, Virginia. They were modded M1911 machine pistols, but nothing official. Gotcha. That would suck to put it back together wrong. I ran into that problem with the Gerson Match X today. If you watch the short I did today, Drunk, I accidentally put that one back together wrong. The first couple of times I was doing it, I was setting the rear mainspring on the sear wrong. So the gun was having hammer follow. So if you were to rack around into it, it would go off full auto. Actually, you can cock the hammer back, manually set the safety, drop the safety, and it would be safe. But yeah. But I didn't make the video on that part. What I did was I made a video because with the way I was manipulating the rear mainspring, I kind of accidentally gave it a sub 2-pound trigger. Once you get your SOT, does it allow you to legally make one? If I get a class 3, I can legally own them as post-dealer samples. An 0702 is what I would need in order to manufacture my own. How many pounds trigger is too light for an EDC? Like my para ordnance has a 3.5-pound trigger for carry. I think that is about as light as I would want to go. You could go heavier if you wanted to. You could go lighter if you're really brave. So it's a different FFL. Yes, so a class 3 is different from an 07. So the class 3 license, the SOT license for class 3 that allows you to sell it, only allows you to sell class 3 and buy class 3. And 0702 is a manufacturer's license. So you need the 0702, which then replaces the standard SOT. It's much more expensive. It's a yearly renewal. Yeah. 4.5 pounds is the lightest I would go on an EDC. Yeah, it's just 1911s. All my 1911s, I fidget with them a little bit and usually get them down in about the 3.5 to 4 pound range. Yes, so SOT stands for. Fuck. My brain does not work half the time anymore. Special Occupational Tax License. So SOT can be SOT for class 3 or SOT for manufacturer. So SOT is Special Occupational Tax License. Special Occupational Taxpayer. So, what does the SOT do for you? The SOT allows me to become a class 3 dealer, allows me to participate in buying, selling, trading suppressors. It also allows me to possess post-dealer samples, so guns that are not legal for civilian and normal individuals to own with a regular SOT, even just a regular SOT, I can possess those. So even with a standard class 3, my shop can own a Glock 18, for example. What do I think of 40 Smith & Wesson? I don't really see much appeal, but there's got to be positives. There aren't as many nowadays. Back in the day, 40 cal was a step up from 9. More rounds in a gun than 45. But in modern times, there are a lot of 9mm rounds that'll function very similar to 40 Smith & Wesson. You like the Springfield 1911, my guy? Well, go onto my website and make it yours. 5.56 NATO too much for squirrel hunting? I don't think so. Do it. See what happens. It's going so fast that unless you hit something that's got a bunch of fluid in it, you're not going to cause an explosion. So you can buy a post-86 full auto legally, I guess, with an SOC. You just can't make one. You can't make one without the 0702. The 0702, An SOT 0702 allows me to manufacture them. A standard class 3 SOT allows me to own them, but I can't sell them to individuals for the post dealer samples. Can't transfer them to any one of their SOTs, which is bullshit. Yep. What's up, McManus? My collector's license is called an FFL 03. Yeah, so, yeah, 03 is different from Class 3. You were busy earlier. Got it. Not a problem. Boom, 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 boom. They're similar, but oh so different. Yeah, so Class 3 is not the name of the SOT. I can't remember which one it is. Patriot, you have a good one, man. Stone, he had to jump off early and put his kid to bed. Apparently she's being fussy. I do not have watermelon. Why do FMJ rounds seem cheaper? Because Full Metal Jacket rounds don't require manufacturing to turn them into hollow points. I'm in search of a singer. 1911 lol. Do regular lead bullets out of auto-loading handguns really have a place anymore? Not really. Most people use FMJs, as far as I'm seeing. Yeah, things are interesting. Let's keep on seeing what the fuck is going on. Sorry, I'm taking care of some shit at the same time that we're talking. Sorry, guys. The live streams haven't been doing as well, and fucking YouTube is fucking with me. So Hey, dude, you have a video on how you got your gun display installed. Literally, I screwed it into the wall with screws, bud. Do people reload auto cartridges with lead cast? I don't think that's very common anymore for autoloader stuff. When the FFL says it hasn't come in yet, should I be worried? I would probably make sure that you're within your 30 days. If it hasn't showed up yet, I would reverse the charge. Mrs. Mouse is teaching a class right now. Sorry, no problem, dude. Petro says hello. Lycan, greetings, Joe, in chat. Holy shit. Thank you. $30 freaking donation. Lycan, thank you so much. That is incredible. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You did not have to do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is amazing. Thank you. Damn, comes in with hard. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, no shit. I was like flying in. But also like my other dudes, like Pisto Pete only had 16 people watching him. Just got a sub. Keep up the good work. Petros, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Just got a sub. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Sorry, man. I'm just What make is the black 1911, second from the bottom with the rubber Hogue grips? So that is a Para Ordnance 1345. It's like people don't understand that I know what the other channels are doing right now. I'm getting a little annoyed. Hold on a second.
Welcome back. This is Piggy. Piggy better
Nothing, man. I'm just you know, dealing with a little bit of either the audience is burning out or I'm just running into a lot of dudes that keep telling me they're doing shit and I'm finding them on other streams. So I'm getting a little bit sad panda about that shit. Boom, boom, boom. What am I doing that everyone is being shady as fuck? Have I ever been like this to you guys? So, like left here to go to other streams. Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. And then they're telling me they're going to do other shit. So, nice. I have a pair of GI Expert that looks similar but stainless. Yours looks nice though. Wanted the double stack originally, but it wasn't to be found after Remington bought them out. Yeah, so I had the stainless one, but I actually traded it to one of my subscribers. He took that. My stainless gave me that one and something else. Really cool dude. Please, I got my ammo is having a Mother's Day sale. I can get the 7.62 by 25, but it's about 72 cents per round. Is that much different than what we paid at the gun show? I mean, that sounds like it's over 30 bucks a box. Stream below you on my phone. Nobody wants that. A lot of people do, man. Yep. So, like I said, I'm getting. No, I'm just so I'm just reaching a point where YouTube is fucking with me and it's throwing things off. And normally I don't get pissy about this shit, but I'm gonna get pissy about it for a minute. Fucking YouTube is just fucking with me at this point. So also I don't get it. Is it me? I'm gonna have to re-examine this shit. So anyways. Yeah. Hey Grayson, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you in a while, man. Do I need to start my lives even later at night? Do I need to start them at like 10 excuse me, 10 p.m. my time so it starts at 7 p.m. East West Coast? Um yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. And I'm like I said, I'm fucking annoyed now. So, get in here. Now that I'm pissed off, I can give you guys some answers. So, hey Justin, nah man, it's cool. I already threw something up in Discord. I'm just trying to figure shit out. That's all. How does the creator side works? In what respect, MC? What are you looking for in terms of how does the creator side works? I made dinner for the Mrs. Mouse and I tonight. Nice. What'd you make? You work 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts. Jesus, Grayson, you're like 18 years old. What the fuck are you doing, man? But yeah, like I said, should I start later at night? Should I? It would give me a little bit of a longer break. I haven't been having a problem with syncope lately, so I could. Justin says, "What's up?" So, Justin, I see your mod over for Pete, so that's cool. I hang out with Pete every now and then. Not very often, but every now and then I'll say hi. I'm gonna meet him at GunCon, so that'll be cool. He and I are gonna meet at GunCon, and that'll be interesting. I'm back. Who said some BS? Oh, nothing, dude. It's just I thought that I'm trying to foster a community here where we can talk about shit, but I'm running into a lot of shady shit. People are fucking doing shit behind my back all of a sudden, and I'm getting a little frustrated with it. So, you sell suppressors at your store too. I'm waiting for my license to come in. As soon as I get that license, then I will be able to. I applied for the SOT license, and I got a fingerprint scanner so I can do e-files. When you set up with Silencer Shop, you have to pay them half up front, and it takes 4 to 6 months for them to build me the kiosk. And once they're done, then I will be able to do it straight through the Silencer Shop kiosk. Did you look into the pew pew category? What do you mean the pew pew category? Define what you're talking about. Oh, on here? At what day? No, kiosk, you got to do it old school pen. No, if I do it pen and paper, it's going to take a long time, and then everybody's not going to get what they're looking for. Are you pretty knowledgeable about suppressors? I just applied for the tax stamp and don't know much. In terms of what are you asking, my friend? You won shit. Oh, gotcha. Sorry. Kind of loans and are funny when into creating your store. I basically did wind up taking a loan for the store recently. But in general, I got the store. I've had this property for over a year. So the property that I'm currently in is part of 3 buildings that this company owns. I've actually been in all 3 of their buildings, but this is the building that gives me the most room. I've been in here for over a year, but the biggest thing is that outside of like that Ruger RXM and that Ruger side folder, every other gun that I'm currently selling is out of my personal collection because I needed to put it in my own inventory. If I tried to just buy guns for the channel, or not for the channel, for the store, I would wind up spending an ass load. Don't really watch other people. You actually know what you're talking about. I try to, my guy. I try to. Said I'm just trying to figure things out right now. I got stuff going on, so that's why I wondered. As for the shit ton of overhead, yeah. So you can easily, like, if you're trying to be a big store with holsters, accessories, all the optics, all the scopes, all that stuff, you could easily invest $300,000 just in your inventory. At 5'7", looking pretty. Hit me up. You want to part ways? DM me on Discord for discussions. What 5'7"? There's no 5'7" up there. Oh. Do you need a Nielsen device for all handguns? Not if it has a fixed barrel. There are some guns that have fixed barrels that you do not need a Nielsen device for. You only need it if there's a tilting or dropping locking action, because it's countering the tilt of the gun. Check the store, see when you can ship to Massachusetts. It'd be cool to own something for you. Yeah, just no, the Ruger, I just put it together yesterday and I'm off today, so I just haven't put it up yet. What's a Nielsen device? Nielsen device is basically the spring. So if you have a suppressor and you have a Nielsen device, there's a spring that goes in that allows it to basically work with a tilting locking action. If you don't have that, it could cause it to, excuse me, lock up and not fire. Believe my Burst of Thunder is fixed barrel. Can you run a Nielsen on a fixed device? You can, and slow rate fire through a rifle with the Nielsen device is actually okay, but you need to let the entire system settle before you fire again. Or same thing with a one without a Nielsen device. Number one, a lot of times ones without a Nielsen device just won't cycle, but it's okay to fire one either way. I honestly don't know, Crawl. Give me a second. What the fuck? Probably from the name of the person who created it. Yep, you can fire a 380 through a 9mm. Yes, you can. Where the fuck did I post that last thing? Oh, I posted it in the wrong section. At 1023 looks like a curio. I wish it was, dude, but it's a brand new manufacturer. And also a muzzle booster, a recoil booster. It's inventor and engineer at Knight's Armament Company. While the exact name of the engineer is unknown, it's believed they developed the first pistol Nielsen device during development of the HK Mark 23 pistol. So, yeah. Yeah, sorry, Mouse. Getting near the end, guys. Getting near the end. Like you said, just sorry, I'm just noticing shit and it's thrown me off today. So I'm pretty sure, like, have you guys ever known me to just sit here and lie to you guys? 44 mag or 5.56. Yeah, so two totally different rounds for two totally different purposes, man. So I'm gonna take them both, Paul. I seem like I shoot straight from the hip. I try to be. I'm on the fucking internet, dude. I try to be honest with everybody. So straight up and honest with us. All right, thank you. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind a 44 mag PCC. That would be an insane PCC, man. Yeah, could you imagine a semi-auto freaking AR-15 and 44 Magnum? That would be ridiculous. It's live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Make sure you leave a like on the live stream. So here's the thing. I think Friday, I'm going to start the live 2 hours later. So instead of 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to start it at 10 p.m. Eastern. What do you think about the LCP2 I won? I really didn't look too closely, dude. I'm still trying to figure some other stuff out, but LCP2s are great trade-in fodder. I always appreciate seeing your couch content. Lol, tossing shit everywhere. Thank you. And I appreciate that you watch the couch content. That makes me feel a lot better, too. What caliber does PCC stop at? I've seen 10 millimeter. I don't know if I've seen 357 SIG, but you see a lot of 10 millimeters. Thank you for starting it later on Friday. So yeah, I'm going to start at 10 o'clock now, and we'll wind up going until 1 o'clock my time moving forward. So like right now it's 11 o'clock. So, starting on Friday, it'll be like, yeah, so 10 o'clock is going to move on. So either way, yeah, we'll do that. Couch is live, couch is love. Couch is live, couch is love. Life, couch is love. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that one. So, are lever actions PCC? No, because pistol caliber carbine. Now there are ones that shoot 357 and 44 Magnum, but those are revolver cartridges. But they were rifle cartridges before they were revolver cartridges, if I'm not mistaken. I used to live in Boonesville, Missouri, where CMMG is. Almost went to work for them. That would have been cool as hell. I had the 9mm Banshee because somebody, back when we all got our government $1,400 or $1,200 check, some dude bought one, and then like 3 weeks later, I bought it for $900 off of him. What's the point of a large loop for lever action? If you're wearing gloves, gloves sometimes might not fit well into a lever action's smaller handle. Joe, you always up front. Love his humor. It's amazing to meet like-minded individuals. Thank you, Nero. Like I said, man, I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. So, what's your favorite lever action rifle for the money? I'm personal to the 1894, the Winchester 1894. My grandfather worked for Winchester, and he left us a really nice patina 1939 1894. Point of a fluted barrel, weight savings. A lot of times that I see, weight savings is a big thing. Huh, fuck. Sorry, I don't know. I'm a little tired. My brain is a little bit fucky right now, so I'll figure stuff out. All right, guys, we're down to the end here. I am done. I am taking off. Temperature mitigating is a good benefit of fluting the barrel. Oh, yep, that's true. It has less metal to radiate heat through. That is true. That is a good point. Yeah, go ahead and send that to me, dude. Much love, brother. Have a good night. Cody, thank you. Appreciate it. So Friday, we will see if I wind up adding more mods back. So I want you to check out the artillery Luger. Absolutely. Just send it on. Cody likes hitting the said hi button. I should mod you just so you stop. Have a good night. Appreciate the chat. Absolutely. Smark. All right, peace. Redneck, thank you. Keep the reputation up. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank God your stream is glad you're streaming. Thank you, Mouse. Appreciate that. I'll be late Friday. Well, I'm starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, so it's going to be a 2-hour delay before I even start. So I'm going to go until 1 p.m. Eastern. So that'll give a lot more people time to come in. Have a good night, man. Talk to you again on Friday. All right, Michael. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. It helps the channel grow organically, which is something I try to do all the time. I'm not a sub for sub guy on purpose because of that. So I really do appreciate that. So, all right, kids. You leave Chicago at 10. Oh, well, sorry. I wish I could do more for you, buddy. But like I said, you get an hour or two anyways. All right, man. Everybody, thank you. Here, you get to look at the wall while I end the stream here. So, yep. All right. So, take a good look. Take a good look. Take a good look. Nighty night, Joe. Get some rest. Thank you, guys. I'm out. Talk to you later.